Okay, there we go. I swear this mixer is going to be the absolute death of me, you know. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, and it's time once again for Tech Talk Thursdays for October 7th, 2021. Of course, I'm joined this week and every week. It's your boy Kev. Kev is in the building.
In the building. How's it been going?
The most faithful of the co-hosts among us.
Abby's here. Abby's here.
You sure do. We appreciate you.
We do. Thank you. And of course, we're joined this week. And he would not miss this week for anything in the world.
Except proper sleep, because y'all listen.
No way.
Sinziak is in the building.
Greetings and salutations. We are so tired. We are so tired.
What is tired? Is that just that? I feel like that's just my entire state of being at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so because of let's look, we all know we ain't stupid. We ain't been living under no fucking rock. We know shit's been going on, so we have opted to skip over this boilerplate bullshit we normally do every week because look, we've done things. We will continue to do things. It's fine.
Right.
Here, I would just go ahead and hit y'all up with the highlights. We played Hollow Knight. We finished Final Fantasy X. I stayed up real late one night. Got like a little bit of sleep. Had a whole full day worth of stuff. And I'm about to fight people on these work projects. And also fuck colonizer holidays because Columbus Day is coming up. That's it.
I make TikToks.
Yard work, TikToks, bought pops, and played JRPGs and city builders, and had a good time to it. And was featured by the whole dip thing.
Hey, both of y'all were.
Me and Sin. So
It was a good time.
it was a good
I
time.
think
I was clapping from the sidelines.
I cried a lot that day. A lot of tears were shed that day. Happy tears, but tears. The entirety of that day. And I think I was even happier when I saw Sin's face up there as much as mine. Because it was kind of like, all my brothers in arms just out here living and thriving, and I love that. So, yeah.
You know, I will say that was one highlight this week.
That was a good
friend of
highlight.
mine just called me on FaceTime. It was just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, okay, you're calling me in the middle of my workday. Are you okay? Did something happen? They're just like, no, it's good news. And they showed me the keys to their brand new apartment that they have been working at trying to get for a while. And we are so happy for them. We're so happy for them. Good things are happening in the world, and it pleases me. However, that's not what y'all are here to talk about today, is
Right.
it?
Good things happen to us, but not to the tech space.
Mm.
Whew. The way, but yeah.
The way.
I mean,
The way.
Minor inconveniences, but it did bring me joy. It's just kind of
I
shocking,
mean-
little shocking Freud. You know that's the term, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Enjoyment out of other people's pain.
You were like
Mhm.
you were like that one line in like that Scar's villain song. It'd be like, "Justice deliciously squared. Be prepared."
Which they were not. Which they were not.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the way that I just sat there and was just like, this is so inconvenient.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
was like, well, here I'm going to be on YouTube, I guess. Like, the way that this just did not, like impede, like, my flow of distractions or anything else in the least. If anything, it was one of those things like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't respond to that message you sent me.
Like, I literally was like, it was funny. I finished my stream, and I was like, well, dang, I'm looking on Facebook, and I'm like, let me see what my boo love has said, and they were like, oh, I can't get on Facebook. Oh, that's weird. Refresh. No, I still can't get on there. I was like, well, I guess I could. Well, I guess the texter. Oh, Facebook's down.
Yeah.
Boo, Facebook's down. Text me here for a while, and he was like, Oh, I knew it was kind of weird. We just talked on Facebook. I mean, we just talked on text, and I watched Star Wars Visions, and had a good old time watching anime versions of Star Wars, and that was it.
I want to ask you what was your favorite, but we gotta keep it moving.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that later.
My Facebook anecdote is the fact that coming home from work, my wife was like, I don't know, something's wrong with my phone, like it's not loading Instagram. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
babe, Facebook's down. What's that got to do with Instagram? Facebook owns Instagram. So if Facebook down, Instagram down too. You just know. But the joy in her voice when it finally came back up.
Yep.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because you're over here just like, I wish I could be as happy as you about that, but I'm not.
I mean, indifference is nice.
Mm-hmm. I was like,
I could just not care. I just not care.
I'm like, the way Discord was a thing, and the way YouTube was too. Watch restoration videos. Finished up some good things.
Twitter was great up until. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's jump in there. Yeah. Let's start off with some light stuff, non-Facebook related things first.
Right.
Y'all, when we get to it, y'all getting a whole geography lesson. I want y'all to know that right now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, let me show.
Someone told good evening, young. Ruin says someone told me Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp was down. I just said okay and went to lunch. The only thing this affected me and just briefly, only because I was at work and really couldn't do anything about it, was finding out that Oculus was down. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, well,
that sucks. Glad I'm not at home.
Right.
But yeah, let's get into this.
Yeah, I got another anecdote about Facebook too. But we'll get to that too in a minute.
So yes, starting off with some of the tech news this week. We're gonna start off very, very light, and we're gonna get there. Storage Study finds that SSDs might not be much more reliable than hard disk drives after all. One, I want to use this as a reminder to back up your data. Back up your data. This is coming from company Backblaze, which is the company I use to back up my data offsite. This is not an ad because, boy, we are not big enough for ads yet. So please, this is a personal recommendation.
Claim it, Major.
I would like to be. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You can feel right on free to go ahead and send him money to talk about this because he talks about storage every damn week.
We do. This is the reason why. This is one of the reasons why I chose it.
Jump in.
Also, like, remember there was a very public Twitter thing I was doing, and y'all kind of slid into my mentions about that. So I'm just saying, it's not like y'all know who I am. They'll tell me to back up my data. I'll store my entire life on a single 4 terabyte Seagate. Look, stop it right the fuck down. I have a 10 terabyte for that. 2 of them.
Ronan living his life dangerously.
No, I feel like he's coming for me because I have 2 4 terabyte Seagates in my heart and my system right now.
I'm like, you tell me you got 20 terabytes. I ain't disputing you, Major. Not even.
You see this right here? Ruin is the kind of person who plays an RPG but only saves once every 20 levels.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. He don't double tap like we do.
Look, Ruin did get.
If it even looks like a save point, I'm rocking right back to it.
I'd be like, is that a save point? Double tap.
I've seen a company lose all their data from 1988 to 2016 because they had no backups. I got backups. Look, Ruin had me out there Friday, the day after last week's show, buying an SSD. I bought me a new NVMe drive because I saw that the Western Digital SN850s, the Gen 4 NVMe drives, were on sale at Best Buy. So I was like, I could just go buy me a second one.
I seen a couple of storage drive sales on Amazon, and I was finna at you with it, but I'm like, I don't want to enable major.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not trying to enable major.
You catch me on a wrong day, namely the first of the month.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yep.
Some told me, some told me like, nah, don't do that, and I'm like, you right. I can't enable major like this.
Ruin, I'm still not very comfortable showing that. I move things, but also because I have more storage, I put more things on it. So look, we're just not gonna look at that. We're just not even gonna pull it up again. Anywho, let's see. At first glance, it would appear that SSDs are overwhelmingly more reliable than hard disk drives. However, Backblaze points out that the average age of an SSD drive is just 14.2 months, while the oldest bunch having been employed for over 33 months. Meanwhile, the average age of HDDs is 52.4 months, with the youngest being 27 months. Essentially, they're saying that if compared over the same amount of time span, the SSDs fail more often than hard disk drives, and people like the conventional wisdom is the fact that because SSDs do not have physical components to them, that they'll last longer. But those chips do wear out.
They do.
So yeah, they're saying like, look, if you want that cold storage, still keep buying those hard drives. They're still good for that. SSDs are good to keep that data there, like to have that fast storage, have it readily available, but do not rely on that shit being there. I think.
Here's the thing. All right. My understanding of solid state drives, right, was that they, because of how they're built, it's quicker to access information.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But that was like the main differentiator for me. Like, it's one of those. Who thought these were just like these significant leaps and bounds better, where you only wanted to use these and didn't want to use normal hard drives for anything?
That's the thing I was thinking about too.
I think a lot of people think that like storage is storage is storage is storage, and if there's no physical component, then yeah, like this is obviously better. Like it's a thing of like, it was one anecdote I was reading where they were moving hard drives. They put like the platter hard drives, they put them on carts and they were moving it across the parking lot. By the time they made it across the parking lot, the data was lost. And they couldn't figure out why. That's because they kept rocking the fucking hard drives. Like hard drives do not like movement.
Right. They just like stacked them up. They just kind of stacked them up like dishes. Like VHS.
I mean, the first thing, right? Don't be careless with your storage, period. But also,
well, I mean, they didn't. I mean, I think those people didn't really know at the time.
Okay.
These people handling hard drives who don't know how to handle. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna mind my business. What I was going to say there, though, right?
Again, we've got whole companies who can't set up a router, and
you know what? We're not gonna. Don't do it. Don't do it. But it's one of those. Most of my storage and stuff has always combined both of those things, and I kind of understand it's one of those things of I want this type of hard drive for this, I want this type of hard drive for this, but it's never been a thing of this hard drive is superior to this other one. And we have got to get out of this notion where we are in technology, that the moment something new comes out, it's automatically better than its predecessors. They're just different. Some of those things are accurate, but it's one of those clearly defined things.
It's
your
still
$1,000.
Look, it's still the reason why I have the case that the PC case that I have. Like, sure, NZXT's put out fire cases. There are so many dope ass fucking PC cases out there, but they all fucking lack hard drive bays.
Right.
And I hate it. I hate it with a fucking passion. Like the case I have for my Linux server, only one slot to plug in to mount a platter hard drive. Everything else is SSDs. Now, granted, it was also built to be a test bench, which I did not care. I just thought, like, hey, I want this milk crate looking PC. Give it to me now. Right. But the fact that
not a milk crate.
This was before the challenge.
Yeah, I remember.
This was a year and some change before that challenge.
Yeah, I remember the milk crate.
However, I still feel like my PC case is more sturdy than a milk crate.
honestly, your thing is a lot more sturdy than about half of the things we're going to talk about today.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
But yeah, it's like a lot of modern PC cases, they do not build them for SATA. Like they don't build them for SATA drives anymore, or SATA connected drives. They're like, all right, you can put a couple of SSDs in here, but yeah, I hope you've got the storage. I hope you're investing in NVMe's, because that's about the only thing you want to put in here, and it kind of sucks. So I yanked the last plat out of my build last year. Also pulled out a bait. No, Ruin. No, don't do that.
Ooh.
Don't do that.
Run.
But yeah, I also like the one reason why I did pull this is because like looking at the age, the ages that these drives are expected to last, like the SSD age is like that sucks.
Yeah.
14.2 months.
Okay.
Longest being employed for 33. Now, granted, these are for like probably very intensive use, so not like your average everyday usage of an SSD. Like for theirs to just last for like just over a year, some of them barely 2.5 years. I mean, coming on 3. Whew. Yeah, I'm okay. If I ever had a need to store terabytes of porn, then maybe I'll get platters. I mean, why? Anywho.
Yeah.
Anywho. Yeah. But yeah, for those who were thinking that SSDs are just going to be the wave of storage and it's going to replace your platter drives, no. It will not. Even my Xbox Series S has a platter drop connected to it. Because it's cheap, it's great storage to have, especially if you're not moving it.
Right.
So, yeah, be aware that both of those things are good, and get yourself one of each, you know, for whatever reasons you need them for.
This one is for Kevin.
Yep.
Apple TV Plus. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, to air on PBS on October 24th. Just for those who are still unwilling to download the Apple TV app to watch free content, you can still watch it.
Or those
on
who
PBS.
can, or know where to go.
Yeah.
That part.
I won't tell anyone to buy 8 terabyte SSD. Wait, there's a see now you done fucked up. Why would you type that in chat?
That's
Also, I feel like that's $1,000, and I do not have that.
yeah. That's
I know how much SSDs cost. I'm not stupid.
that's wild.
I feel like one of
Wow.
those, like, SSDs are one of those things that for me and the way that I do things, it makes sense to buy SSDs that are relatively small, but then your platter hard drives or whatever that are relatively large, for one, because they're cheap.
Right.
Very specifically, honestly, because they're cheap.
Yeah, you can get like 2 terabytes for like $40-$50. So.
Accidentally.
You bet it's close. Yeah, 8 terabyte, like 4 terabyte NVMe storage is like stupid expensive. Like, I think it is like close. Like, actually, I think it's over $500. I think it's close to 6. So yeah, I can only imagine 8 terabyte being close to like 1,500, maybe even $2,000.
Like
SSD prices just they go up exponentially. They don't multiple. Yeah. It's not a multiple. It's just like exponential.
Yeah, it's like you can like off sale. You can get like a 1 terabyte SSD for like $129, but I think on sale you can get a bad boy for like sub $100. I think about $89.
See,
I think it's like Newegg.
See, y'all talking about the cheap SSDs, like the SATA SSDs.
Yeah, SATA SSD.
See, when I'm thinking SSD, I keep thinking NVMe.
Well, you gotta be NVMe. You
No.
gotta differentiate.
Huh?
You got to differentiate.
Yeah, see, I keep thinking NVMe is like, yeah, we playing a different game at 1 terabyte.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Crisis? Is it Stardew?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. Paddle unveils a first alternative to Apple's App Store in-app purchase system following Epic ruling. This is the first company that says, hey, we're going to offer alternatives to in-app purchases in the App Store now that you can do it.
Well, I mean, that's fair. But let's talk about the fact that they had to do that in the first place because the Supreme Court said, listen.
Yep. And they're coming for right to repair. Come for them.
Do we also want to talk about how Epic is still upset about this because they had to pay 30% of basically their part in this ends up coming to about $4 million.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Epic should have known you play stupid games, you'll win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know something, I'm gonna let them have. It's one of those things like, okay, this might be bad. I promise no tea, no shade here. However, I read that part of the article and I was going to talk about that, and I literally saw your ghostly ethereal form appear in this room and being like, child, we're over here talking about millions of dollars that we're never going to see in a lifetime. Don't nobody care about this.
Thank you.
And I'm just like,
there you go. I'd be like, look, let them pay, let them open up their wallet in peace. Let them be curmudgeon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop them from doing that.
It's literally watching Scrooge McDuck and Glongold go after each other, and you're both just sitting there like, why? It's like two absolute rich men or in this case ducks, going after each other for whatever reason beyond that they had a problem with each other when they were young.
I'm good.
You know what? I don't care.
Do not.
Major, feel free to educate the people here about why this is even remotely important. What's happening here?
So yeah, I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. Damn, what is time? Actually, it was before the iPhone announcement. So it had to be 3-4 weeks ago. I don't remember. The court ruling between Apple and Epic came out. Apple was found to be not a monopoly, not practicing anti-consumer practices. They're not just not a monopoly. However, Apple was told, hey, you can't have these anti-steering practices. You can't tell people that they can't seek the services from somewhere else. They can't just only use the App Store. They can go wherever they want. So they want to use PayPal, Stripe, who the fuck else, whatever. They can do that. You can't tell these app developers they can't do that. If people wanted to buy V-Bucks directly from Epic, Epic is fully within their right to do that. Which, boy, what bites Epic in the ass, given what the fuck they did. But Apple cannot tell people that they cannot tell app developers that they cannot direct their customers elsewhere. This actually was they actually made rulings similar to this. I think in Japan, but I think in South Korea as well. But I know definitely in Japan, and that was for reader apps, which is weird because you say reader apps, but they're talking about apps like Netflix and Spotify, where if you go and download Netflix now, you will notice you cannot sign up for Netflix on an iPhone. You can only log into Netflix. You can't even be redirected to go anywhere to sign up for Netflix. You can only log into Netflix. But now because of the Japan ruling, that's supposed to change to where people can sign up and actually subscribe to Netflix through Netflix and they don't have to go through Apple anymore. So Paddle is the first alternative payment and in-app purchasing platform that people can use instead of having to go through Apple and give Apple 30%. However, and like I mentioned before, like Epic could have benefited from this, but no, Epic had to get all up in their fucking petty bag, decide they wanted to do some shit, breach an actual contract that sure may not have been wrong, but again, we will look at the Olympics and say, hey, just because you do not like the rules doesn't mean you can break them. And Epic lost that fight, and now Apple is like, you know what? Maybe we'll let you come back. Maybe we won't. But you can sit over there and carry and look. You can sit over there and carry North Carolina and look pretty. We'll think about it. We'll think about letting Fortnite back, and we'll think about enabling your developer account again.
You know, I can't even be. So I mean, aside that nonsense, I feel like it's one of those things where Epic definitely lost the battle here, but they won the war.
Which is, again, it was a thing, and I like Ruin and I, we were talking about this when the ruling was announced. Because like initially it was announced, and like, you know, we hadn't heard from the companies. It did not take long for those responses to come out. But in that like hour that we hadn't heard from the companies, we were like, okay, this is good. Like I felt like Epic really won this here. Up until fucking Tim Sweeney opened his damn mouth and was like, this is egregious. Like, dude, you got what you wanted.
This is egregious.
You got what you fucking wanted. Shut the fuck up. But it's like,
you know, like, see, the thing is, right? Like there's a certain like gradient in your skin tone where you know where that point is, and beyond that point of skin tone gradient, you just don't.
But now, look, like it's a thing of like a lot of people. I was one of them. Wanted to believe that Tim Sweeney and Epic were fighting for all developers, and that's kind of how they tried to frame it a little bit. And I know there were people who had that skepticism, and I don't blame them because it was there too. So, you know, I want to give Epic the benefit of the doubt. I know they are a big ass company, and now, like I said, you can run the tapes back. I know what I said, that Epic is not the hero that we wanted, but it was the one we needed, the one I thought we were going to have. But it turns out when the dust settles and they technically won one for all the developers out there, Apple's like, nah, fuck that. We don't want that. We want the whole that. Like, no! Take the win! You won it forever. You could be the hero. But Tim Sweeney was like, fuck that. And it's like, motherfucker, that's why I did not like you.
Sore winteritis.
You and fucking Cliffy
like,
both can choke on a bag of dicks for all I can tell right now. Damn.
Sir, language. I'm gonna need you to calm down. You have children, really, and I know that I'm waiting for you to get a text message from Madam Linux.
I'm not shouting.
No. I mean,
I'm not shouting. I'm not shouting.
Maybe like, listen, you know, something like a small canister, maybe, like a little travel bag is helpful.
No, a duffel bag, right. A whole duffel bag.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yep. So I
want a laundry bag full.
This was kind of like the line in Friends on the Other Side, where it's like, you got what you wanted, but you lost what you need. Like, that was what it was. Like, you won, but you didn't want. You won, but you wanted to win crushing victory. You wanted to be like Conan the Barbarian, like Crom, like crush all victories. See them dribbling before you.
What's the Thanos quote? Did you win? Yes. What did it cost? Everything.
Everything. Yeah, that part. That part too. Like you literally snapped your fingers.
You could have had it, man. It's like, no.
Can we get Adele from the 21 album, please?
Ooh.
From the other side.
No, like literally, you could have had it all. You really could have.
Mm-hmm.
But Paddle can run where Epic walked.
Mm-hmm.
Paddle standing on the shoulder of giants.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Paddle. You may be the hero that we were all looking for all along.
Like Paddle. Yeah, Paddle can walk where Epic tripped, fell on his face, and then Paddle stepped on his shoulder blades. That's what happened.
So we got you.
What happened.
No, like not Paddle walking up and being like, see, you tripped right there. Thank you, and just kept right on walking.
Yep.
This is people shouting in Baptist church and stepping around the people who done fell out on the floor. This is what happened.
Well,
covered in that prayer cloth, and just be like, "Excuse me."
Exactly. Like Ruin's right. Like look, Tim Sweeney and Tim Apple both are like, all right, look, y'all can say y'all what a fucking nonsense. You slap yourselves with dollar bills.
Squared.
Tim Squared. Yep, that's right. Tim Squared.
Tim Squared. Lord. Okay.
Tim to the power of 2. Yes.
They came out there. They could slap each other with dollar bills or whatever. But when we looked at, like, everybody else looked at it and said, well, shit, we've kind of won. Like, this is the one time where billionaires fight, we win.
Yep, that part. Who knew?
This was
like see, that's that trickle down that we keep talking about.
Also this is trickle down economics.
Trickle down part. Finally, trickle down economics works.
Took 40 years.
40 years and count, and a whole bunch of mistrodden misadventures. But now trickle down economics works. We figured it out.
For a second, I actually contemplated putting fucking Reagan as the thumbnail for this show. For a second.
That would be funny.
Finally, we have solved trickle down economics.
That would be like, well, how did they get here? I have to watch to find out. Like when Charlie Brown was on there, they'd be like, what was that about? Gotta watch it.
Oh, yes.
I love and I hate that I am the foundation for this idea. I am so sorry.
No, you good. You good.
No, don't apologize.
Do not apologize for any of this.
Don't apologize for a great idea.
No.
Don't apologize.
That was the best. That was the best idea.
That was the best idea. Don't apologize for great ideas, for greatness.
All right, so let's see. I'm looking into this. All right, yeah. This is where the story. This is where the show takes a downward spiral for a little bit. There's a memory leak in Windows 11 with the File Explorer. It keeps your RAM hostage. So if you wanted one reason not to install Windows 11, this is one. Oh yeah, by the way, Windows 11 came out Tuesday. We'll get to that later on. Number 2. Second reason why you don't want to update to Windows 11. There is a killer networking bug. Killer being the networking, the networking brand of Intel or some shit.
That's not a good name.
It's not. I mean, it was great before when you killer networking. That's right, the fastest speeds on your LAN connection. Yeah,
it's like power thirst, but for the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a networking bug for Windows 11 if you're using the killer brand of networking adapters, which are mainly on most gaming motherboards. Also, and I didn't include this one because this came out after all this other shit came out, so I don't wait. Hold on. Oh no, I did include it, but it's in gaming. But I might as well add it here too. Oh no, this isn't the same one. Okay, wow, there's a whole bunch of Windows 11 shit that came out.
Oh yeah.
Windows 11 will hobble gaming performance by default on some pre-built PCs. Ooh. There is a security feature that is running on Windows 11 PCs. That kind of hampers performance. People have been running tests. They've been seeing noticeable issues I technically have, it's called VBS or virtualization based security. Is enabled by default after a clean install of Windows 11, but not when upgrading for Windows 10. This means the same system can get different net benchmark scores depending on how Windows 11 was installed and whether VBS is enabled or not. Oh, excuse me. I thought I saw what VBS was. All I know is that it is a security feature for Windows that it's been enabled, and it can hamper performance on systems. Also, AMD CPUs are also being hampered by Windows 11. There is a bug out, and they are working on a patch for that too. I have been trying to tell, because people have been asking me, because I have been running Windows 11 for about 2 weeks now. Hey, should I upgrade? It's like, no, please don't.
No, don't do it.
I've not noticed anything that makes me upset about it, but it's a thing of, have y'all not seen these other articles? People have. Don't do this.
The way that I tell people to just just avoid new stuff. Just avoid it for at least the first 3 to 6 months, because that stuff's going to be a lot. First adopter's going to have a lot of issues. That thing's going to have a lot of growing pains and teething problems. So yeah, go in knowing what you know.
Ruin says it best. Unless you can troubleshoot, please don't upgrade. Unless you ready for bullshit, please don't upgrade. Please, for the love of God, don't upgrade your work computer.
Thank you. Don't do it. I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, don't. Just don't do it. Because I think the best thing that I remembered going forward was this is when we used to go out and we used to shop, and went to Goodwill, and they had like the iOS cash register thing, and on a little, like, I guess it was one of those like sticker that it says, it's like, please do not upgrade to iOS 11. and I cried laughing, because I'm like, this is exactly the reason why you don't want to update these things, because sometimes them things, when you update them things, don't work.
Ruin. So Ruin says at least Microsoft isn't advertising upgrades with adware like they did with Windows 10. That is because it is not 2022. Mm-hmm. Wait, just wait until the upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11 is available. You will then see it.
Oh yeah.
That's why you're not seeing it now, because the fact that they are telling people, we are not allowing Windows 10 machines to upgrade yet. That is coming in 2022. The only way you can get Windows 11 is if you do the install, like an actual install. You go to the Insider preview, which again, unless you can troubleshoot, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Or if you buy a new PC. Any new PC that's coming out now, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I go into Best Buy and buy a laptop that was there 2 weeks ago, that might still have Windows 10 on it.
Right.
But with the any PC that you're buying, especially like through an OEM, if you're buying it online, I am pretty sure that laptop, that PC is going to have Windows 11 on it.
Yeah, typically what happens is they'll usually have like it'll be Windows 10, but then it's like, it'll say Windows 11 ready on the sticker, and then you can upgrade it when it's out, and then past that threshold, then it'll be like all Windows 11 PCs. Yeah. That's typically how it's done.
So yeah, long story short, yes, Windows 11 did come out on Tuesday. Again, we'll remind you again at the end of the show. But if you have the means to upgrade, but you'd have to go out of your way to do it at this point,
right?
Be wary. be wary of what you're gonna get yourself into if you're doing that. There are
Be
plenty of sites saying,
right,
"Hey, caution, caution, caution." But if you
Which isn't to
install it,
say
you
don't
know.
do things, but being an early adopter, especially the way that Major here is, like
Right.
that is an undertaking. It's
Mhm.
also why, for example, me, if you ever like, someone will be like, "This is coming out," and my response 9 times out of 10 is, "Cool, talk to me about it." In about 6 months after it actually launches for real.
That
I
part.
mean, Sin bought
That part.
Sin bought the iPhone 12 mini 2 months before the iPhone 13 mini was announced.
Right.
Now, some
That-
of that
that-
is just because I just like take a long time to upgrade phones. I don't upgrade them unless I
Right.
have to. Like I went from a 6 to a 12, if that tells you anything.
Right.
Right? I take a little minute to do things.
Right.
Like, he
Same.
was actually rocking an old, outdated, unsupported operating system at that point.
Yeah.
Like you
Wait,
went,
no.
like you had to have gone from iOS 12 to 15, right? No,
Mhm.
it would have still been 14 at the time.
Yeah, I went from.
Oh, you
Yeah.
on Android? That's just old. That's
Yeah.
always just the story of Android.
I think
Oh,
my
yeah,
phone
went from
had
fu-
like another
you went from
upgrade or
Jelly
two left
Bean.
still,
You went
but
from
yeah.
Jelly Bean to 11, but that's
Not
just
Jelly Bean.
Android.
Not Jelly Bean. He probably had marshmallow. See me. Here's the funny thing. Like I went from having marshmallow
Back
to
when they,
11.
like, it's like
I
you need,
literally-
they had numbers, but you just didn't know what they were.
Yeah, it was like they had numbers but didn't know anymore. But then now it's like my phone, like my Android phone was a flavor, and now we're back to letter. We're back to numbers again. So with the Pixel, I've moved from a dessert to 11. That's where I am now. So
And look, Android 11 is the only 11 he needs.
right. Like they're looking at 12, and I'm looking at my phone, and like, are you okay with 12? Are you okay with 12?
I
need to
can
know this
vouch.
before
I
we
can vouch.
upgrade.
I can vouch that Android 12 works fine on the Pixel 4a.
Okay, good. Because I was a little worried. There was a little
Yeah,
bug
it's-
that happened with my phone, but I'll talk about
oh.
that later.
Yeah, it's fine. I've not had any issues. There's still waiting on it. Android 12 went to AOSP this week, and everybody, I think one site incorrectly reported that Android 12 was coming out. And they're like, oh, no, oh, sorry. No, that's not what it is. It's just going open source. We're still waiting for the release.
Yeah.
Speaking of Google says, look, if you do not turn on two-factor authentication yourself, we gonna do it for you by the end of the year. Full
Do it.
stop.
Do it.
Back in May, Google said it would start automatically enabling two-factor authentication on eligible accounts. As part of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, Google today provided an update on its account 2SV efforts, including upcoming security features. The company's latest blog post did not mention how many accounts have already been automatically configured to require this. That users confirm they are the ones signing in, or the number of people that have the measure already enabled. However, by year's end, Google will auto-enroll an additional 150 million Google users to 2SV. This ranges from tapping yes on your phone or inserting a physical security key into the device you're using to log in. Google also says that it has partnered with organizations to provide over 10,000 security keys to high-risk users this year. So, if you ain't got it turned on, Google might be turning it on for you.
I love that. I love that when I log into like any Google device or somebody else logs into it, that my phone literally says, "Just you."
Yep.
And quick funny story. My mom had tried to like log, like I got a ping from my mom's iPad from the Google thing. Like, did you try to log in before? And I was like, hold up, somebody's trying to hack my mom's account. Let me go check. So I says, Mom, did you try to log in to what you call it? And he was like, yes, but I didn't know the password, so I didn't log in. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm not mad. I was worried. I'm glad everything is okay. But I'm just checking because if I'm trying to figure out if I need to sound the war legions because somebody's trying to hack my mama. So I'm like, I was like, it was just like my mom triggered something and didn't know how the password. So I was like, okay, cool. Whew. All right.
Stand down. Stand down. Stand down.
Stand down. Yeah. Call in the marksman. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Cancel APCs. All right. Cool.
I'm not going to complain about company overreach. This ain't company overreach. No, we just protect them. I don't want to say stupid people because that's wrong, but just protecting people from themselves.
No, I'm gonna say it. Stupid people. That's what I'll say it.
Oh no.
I was giving some people benefit of the doubt, like your mama.
But see, my mama has 2-factor.
But that's what I'm saying. Look, there are people who aren't necessarily, they're not inherently stupid.
Right.
They just don't know.
Right.
Look,
now they about to know.
They about to know.
If they don't know, they're about to find out.
Yep.
And if you don't know, now you know. No.
Yeah, okay, ignorant, sure.
Yeah, ignorant. Ignorant is a better word, yeah.
Like, it does have a negative connotation, why I'm still hesitant to say it, but ignorant is better than just calling people stupid.
True, fair.
But
I would definitely rather have that because listen, I feel
I'll recant.
One, they're definitely better, like much like recanting the word Caucasian as we learned today.
Well, that wasn't.
Yeah.
They're just like sometimes there are just words out there. There are a lot of them that we could use to express either people don't know things or choose not to know, and that will be in an article a little bit later. What do we got going? What else do we got going on up here, Major?
So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Just keeping on this Google bent. Google's 8.8.8.8 DNS server slows down amid an outage that happened earlier this week. Apparently, a lot of people.
What outage was that?
Apparently, people flocked over to Google's DNS service. Trying to get access to a site that they did not know was down. And apparently, it sent up a whole spike of traffic over at Google. It's kind of slowed some things down for other people because people were trying to figure out, how to get access to this suite of sites and services that happened to have gone down on Monday. Thought that was pretty interesting. Facebook, what's Facebook got to do with this?
Was that the thing that went down this week?
That was.
Was it Facebook?
It was.
We're not there yet.
But we are now. Facebook outage caused by a single mistake has huge implications.
So you mean somebody stepped on the cord? That's what happened.
Just about. Just about. For those who were living under a rock Monday, or I don't know, because Facebook was down, it was, for a lot of people, you could have been, because you just didn't know.
Yeah,
you couldn't talk to nobody.
Been under a rock.
You were under that rock.
Self-imposed rock.
Yeah. Facebook and its suite of services went down Monday morning. We were sometime Monday. I don't remember when. I think it had to been some late morning, early afternoon on the East Coast, because I think I was on Instagram Monday morning. I am a terrible person. I will wake up and I will check social media in the morning, Instagram and TikTok. But
the way I wake up and immediately go to TikToks, or
so
Instagram Reels.
You see, okay, great. So now I'm not alone here. I feel better about myself. Right. So I did check Instagram Monday morning. So it was up at least then at 7 a.m. Eastern. But yeah, so Facebook went down Monday. Coincidentally, after things happened.
Yep.
I do feel for the people who rely on Facebook for the businesses to survive. Yeah, I mean, and given the fact like whole countries use Facebook to actually communicate, do things, not only just commerce, but actively communicate. Like WhatsApp is a huge application.
It is.
In other countries.
It is.
Like
We'll need to talk about that in a little bit, because Major, when I tell you, these are my notes for today's show. Okay. This is what I want to point out. Half of my notes today are for this article.
Yeah, I can communicate with some of my users in Brazil without it. See, WhatsApp is huge. So yeah, Facebook. Yeah, of course. If you did not know, Monday, Facebook and its suite of services, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Oculus. Just want to sit on that for a second. Oculus, the one thing on that list that does not sound like the others. When you see reports of Facebook going down, they include Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp like on their images, like for news or whatever.
Right.
Oculus is absent because nobody thinks about that.
Right.
Oculus was down Monday.
Oh, I was well aware.
And the fact that not to mention that the fact that if you use Facebook for your login credentials, boop, you couldn't have access to the other places that were not those places.
Oh, you mean like the people who would need Facebook to actually get into buildings?
That part.
Like Facebook employees?
That part. That part. Or another thing that I thought of, that I just realized when Facebook went down, like imagine Facebook gaming and just being like, hey, you wanted to stream during that 6-hour period? Good luck with that. Nope. Like that's which I'm thinking like, yeah, which was like, ooh, that's gotta sting. I mean, that's gotta sting.
Do we want to get into the darker side of this? Because here's the thing. The thing I want to talk about is a global issue, because the fact is, this was, like in America, right? You couldn't get into Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, so you couldn't use your Reels. You weren't talking to people maybe internationally that you were connected to, or other things, right? I'm a very big fan of WhatsApp because it's like end-to-end encrypted, and I think that's great. However, there's a much bigger problem with the fact that Facebook went down the way that it did for as long as it did. That takes us back in time to 2010. So, I'm going to ask our two other resident tech heads here for a second. Have y'all heard of Facebook Zero?
Yes.
Vaguely, but yes.
Do you know what Facebook Zero?
Think we might have lost it. Oh Lord, Facebook done got him.
They got him. Oh no.
Facebook done got Sid.
Sid, come back.
Oh, wait, are you back?
I can hear y'all. So give me a second there.
Sid, come back.
Getting silenced.
Gotta throw a technical difficulty.
So we're getting too real for him. We're getting too real for him on this internet.
Internet was just doing a thing.
Must be DNS issues.
What? Wait. What is happening? Oh my God! I sure do hate it here. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Yes.
Y'all can hear me. All right. Cool. Okay. So, I was saying, if you know what Facebook Zero is, can you summarize that for the class? I have a summary here, but I wanted to know if you knew what that was.
So Facebook Zero is kind of like it's a lightweight platform allowing people with limited bandwidth to be able to still access services.
So, here's the thing. The answer to that question is both yes and no. It is far more sinister than that. Are you prepared for the knowledge drop of the day today?
I mean, always. It takes a lot to sit there and scare me about this shit, but you carry on.
Facebook Zero was an initiative that they started in conjunction with a number of companies that provide mobile services to provide zero-rate internet to a number of countries. If you don't know what zero-rate internet is, here we go. Zero-rate internet is the ability for a company or what have you to provide internet service, just general internet service for free, with the caveat that they get to control what the conditions of the internet are that you get to use.
Jesus Christ.
Now, do you see where this is headed, or shall we keep walking? Well, we're about to keep.
This is fucking CTOS. Fucking Christ.
It is. So basically,
CTOS. This is Bloom. Christ.
Facebook went in with a number of mobile providers from a number of different countries at, like, it started with about 50 or so back in 2010, with the idea of being, we want to give people the internet for free, but like a certain amount of free bandwidth and everything else, so they can use the services that they want to use. However, well, they can use some services. However, we get to control what those services are. So we get to determine what websites you can access, what programs you can use, what social media you have access to, all of that stuff, but it's free.
Hey, remember when, we were fighting for net neutrality a few years ago? Yeah, this is what happens when net neutrality loses.
Yep.
Guess what? That was controversy. It was direct conflict with net neutrality.
Yep.
And so a number of countries, which include the United, tried to bring that nonsense over here in the mid 2010s, right around 2015 or so. They tried to bring that over here. We told them no. India said hell no. So did Japan, the Netherlands, Chile, Norway, and Slovenia. All of them were just like, banned. Fucking banned. Get that shit out of here. However, for companies that do sell internet services and include Facebook Zero as their offering, but are not limited to 37 countries.
Yep.
Would you like that? I can give you that list, or I can give you that list alphabetized.
I think I have a good idea where some of those 37 countries are located.
You'd be surprised. You want to know where? No, you know something? You'd be surprised. You want to know what places have them that you probably wouldn't expect to have them? Canada has Facebook Zero.
Oh, now that's surprising.
The UK also serves Facebook Zero.
UK is
through like a anyway. So like through us like we're not anyway.
Well.
Like in so like the way that we're out here, and they have the ability to just go, y'all have, it's free, and people went.
Have people not learned anything from fucking Kingsman?
No, I'm trying to. Oh yeah, it was. Oh snap! How about this? It was 2016 when they tried to bring that here to the United States, and thanks to net neutrality, we say get that shit the fuck out of here.
Has nobody seen Kingsman? Like the movie with Samuel L. Jackson as the bad guy, giving literally free cell phone service that turned everybody into fucking aggression people.
But like, right? So when we talk about these things, it's not necessarily like, oh, people couldn't just use WhatsApp, or people couldn't just use Instagram, or people couldn't log into their Facebook and social media and things. It means that almost fit like across 50 different countries, or like almost 50 different countries, people just didn't straight up have any internet service at all because all of it relies on Facebook's infrastructure.
Oof.
I did not know
That's
that.
what that means.
That
That's what that's what that means. And so in the United States, it was all like, "Ha, bah humbug. We
darn,
can't
I can't do
use
my
social media
research
for
on
the
COVID.
day. I guess I'm gonna have to go outside. Oh no!" But like for people in all of these other places internationally, it was like communication doesn't exist at all because it's like they can't. It's not like they just can't use social media. They also can't use email. Like there is. It wasn't like I don't have like my favorite things to go to. It was like there was no internet at all. And there is something to be said. We talked about this before as it relates to Twitch and content creation about the terrifying possibility that we have some platform that so many things are integrated to that if it ever goes down, things go down across the board for a significant amount of people.
We're hosed.
Because, you know, like, because when you have a struggle between trying to spend money for things and not in places where, you know, that poverty rate TM just comes up and people go, well, we'll offer this to you for free, but, you know, like we offer you opportunity for, you know, control or a cut of the pie or whatever. These things have terrifying implications because here's the thing. Now we have to think about what that's going to be like in the future because that could happen at any time for any reason.
Yep.
We hope it doesn't, but it could. And that could mean people, again, across 37 countries just go, my business suddenly doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Communication with family members, not a thing. All of this stuff. It also means if you work with people internationally, you can't communicate with your business partners. Like, it's all of that stuff for work, but also just for life because the internet is so integral to our experience of life as it currently stands. For most of us.
I mean, essentially, the thing is, like, again, the internet should be a very decentralized place, and the fact that if a company controls the DNS, like, if a single individual company controls the DNS, like, for a huge amount of things, period, yeah, like, that's not great. Like,
it absolutely isn't. So this thing is like, you know, when people report it here in the US, they report it like, oh, it was a social media outage. And it's like, no, boo. No. There are places where people literally rely on Facebook to exist so that they have access to the internet at all. Thankfully, we're not there yet, but goodness knows they're trying.
I mean, it's not like Facebook hasn't said that they were trying to be the internet. Like,
well, like, see, the thing is, they didn't say they were trying to be the internet, but then they decided to wake up in May of 2010 and be like, what if we were the internet, though?
No, they said that. No, I said it's not like they haven't said it. No, they've definitely said that.
Right.
No,
Facebook
has definitely said that they wanted to be the internet.
What's funny about that is that someone wrote an article about this. Like, people keep trying to regulate Facebook like they're trying to be the internet, and they're not. And that was also an article written in 2016. And people, because of the, you know, argument with Facebook versus net neutrality, and people were just like, "Bitch, you don't think we see you?"
I mean,
now.
Hold on.
I want to put that.
Hold on. Stop, please.
Okay.
Sorry. Voice meter crapped the bed, so it was sounding very robotic-y.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna say now that we have that history lesson, now that we know that since 2010 and onward, Facebook has been slowly trying to integrate itself and become the only internet infrastructure globally. Like, that's been a thing for a while. Let's take that bit of context over here and bring it into sharp focus around a person who went, you know something, Facebook, let's talk about the way that you're using this data and the impact that it has on the people who use your services.
You mean this person right here? This one? This person?
Quite possibly,
All
yes.
right.
Quite possibly, yes.
Francis Hagen? Hogan?
Mhm.
Fair.
Hogan? Hagen? I don't.
Where they straight up, where they've already, like, I think her and her legal team have already filed at least 8 complaints and counting, probably, with the Security and Exchanges Commission.
I heard that there is. I mean, not to disparage her good name, but I heard there was a reason why she went that route too.
Mhm.
Like she could have went straight to the press in Congress, but I heard she went through the SEC because she can get paid.
Yep.
Which look, I ain't gonna be. I ain't
Which I'm
mad.
like, hey, get your coins.
Listen, on the one
but-
hand,
Yeah,
you want to
so
know
I ain't
what?
gonna be mad,
Listen,
but
if you want to get your, here's the way that I feel about it is, you know, something. I have some thoughts on how that again correlates to streaming space, but I'm a hush about that. What I am gonna say, however, is if you want to go ahead and take some coin right out of Facebook pocket and have a 60 minutes interview, listen.
yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying, look, and again, this is it's just here, and I'm gonna put this. I don't like to cover much hearsay, but from what I understand, the SEC does have a whistleblowers program. They will pay you if you come forward with shit. Which, putting that into context and on that the SEC is also investigating Activision Blizzard, I wonder.
I'm like I'd be like, look, give me $5 and I'll tell on them.
What was that Facebook meme? Was it would you
listen,
stitch on your coworker?
Between listen. I have some thoughts about that. You don't want an honest answer to that question. I'm gonna say
No,
that.
I still want you. No, I still want you to
like-
pay me. I will snitch. I like a bag of chips and a day off. So no, thank you. You will give me my money, and I will gladly still snitch.
Be
You
like-
don't pay me enough to deal with any of this shit.
Family, maybe not. Susan from accounting,
then-
definitely.
The way that Major was talking about the quad 8 DNS thing. Also no, right in the middle of that, there was also impact felt for her services like Cloudflare.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
Telegram.
Other DNS, other
Now,
DNS providers.
why do I want to point that out? Why are those things important? Do y'all remember maybe about a year ago when Cloudflare went down for like an hour or so and took out 80% of the internet as a whole? Do y'all remember that brief moment in time where people were just like, I can't use the internet?
Yeah,
No,
because
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
the CDNs went down.
The North remembers.
But it's one of those things of being like, this whole nonsense with Facebook and the stuff that they've been trying to do, and the very unethical ways that they've tried to do it, which they have been brought before Congress for multiple times, was such that it just like took Cloudflare and went like Cloudflare was like, I mean, we're not going down or anything, but I need y'all to chill out with that.
Sorry, not my spam email showing up, talking about some things that shouldn't show up.
Oh,
Sounds like a
Major, you better go from screen sharing to application only.
Look, again, when I say that,
Listen, if y'all
hey,
saw
Windows
it, if
11,
you saw it, no, you didn't.
when Windows 11 changed some things, they really changed something. I'm trying to find those notification settings. I keep forgetting to turn those off during the stream. But I mean, look, it was just a spam message for Viagra and Cialis.
But
Hold on,
when we think about these things, it is
okay. Yeah.
old.
Yes. Sorry. Again, do not upgrade to Windows 11. Don't do it. Just don't fucking do it.
I think I told you that, Major.
Look, sometimes
For such a reason such as this.
Look, I don't think I got anything going on this weekend. Maybe I'll just reinstall Windows 10.
I mean, you got to make that reinstall a shame.
Yeah.
But to kind of wrap this up, one of the things that we often talk about here, like we get into a lot of rows about Twitch and their shenanigans, about corporations and their shenanigans. But like, the thing is, as small as these things seem, and
Yes.
as remote as they are, because these companies are so big and they deal in billions of dollars, it has material impact on people who just want to exist, that are often completely missed because we have no idea the sense of scale that, or power that these companies have. Like, again, most people that I know are not aware that Facebook for 37 countries is a whole level of internet service.
But even
Most people don't know
in
that.
that same
Like,
argument,
just-
though, it's a thing of it's. And I want to say I've come close to this. So I'm trying to be. I've come close to this before when we were talking about things that we're taught in school. So I'm trying to be really careful about what I'm saying here. It's a thing of like, sure, like there are people who don't know, but also I feel like it's not their responsibility to know. It's not like they didn't affect that. So it's like, I'm not going to blame people for not knowing that.
Oh, like I do. Like, here's the thing: this isn't a blame thing, but this is very much an awareness thing. The point that I'm going to make, and maybe this will like kind of help with where you're coming from here, is the following: companies exist, right? You don't know all these things. Companies kind of exist and function and do their marketing in a way to keep you very ignorant to that fact, generally speaking. And so what happens is when people just go, "Oh no, Facebook went down," y'all are just like, "Y'all, it's social media. Go outside and touch some grass," and don't understand like the larger consequences for like all of these different places, because they're not places that you live. They're not experiences that you have. These aren't people that you see. They're across the ocean on a completely different continent with cities and states that you don't know how to pronounce. Which is fine.
My question
which
with
is
that
fine,
is
right?
my question with that is, what do you? It's a thing, and and I imagine like if you were to sit to tell somebody this, it's a question of, well, what do you expect me to do? I didn't break it. Again,
I'm pretty
it'd have
sure-
been a thing. It would have been a thing
Like,
of
see,
if
this is a
if
major,
my mom
like this is a major question because we deal with people who deal in practicals.
right. If my mom were to tell me, like I can't get like one, she's not on Facebook or Instagram. She's not for TikTok for some strange reason. I don't know why. But if my mom hit me up and said, "Hey, Facebook is down. What do I do?" And I come and say, "Well, like just because Facebook's down for you, you can't get on social media. Do you know that people in Canada can't even get access to the internet right now?" Like, one, I don't know, the way I kind of read that line, it sounded very hoteppy, which nobody wants to hit at. But again, it's that thing of like,
Yeah, it was very cool.
it was very hoteppy.
Yeah.
But it's that thing of, what do you want other people to do? Again, it's that thing of like, if Facebook down,
Well, like,
as much as it does affect
Well,
other people
like-
in other countries, if I'm sitting there telling somebody, I'm like, look, yes, go outside, let some grass touch your feet or something, breathe air. I
right?
think that's air you're breathing.
Right.
I don't know.
Some of it is, so there are only two kind of answers I have to that question. One of them is just like a general awareness and stuff like that, because it's one of those things, like, it's good for people for a lot of reasons, but more importantly, being aware of at least some of this stuff. And I'm not saying
Right.
deeply aware, because honestly speaking, that's what we have this podcast for. But being vaguely aware of this means the following: when someone comes up with some of this, when someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I heard that they're trying to like push for a bill that allows Facebook Zero in our state." That's a thing. When people offer similar nonsense and you have an understanding of this is what the consequences are when companies have too much power and reach, that's another thing. Or if something like, I don't know, let's say that some black dude with a black hat with white text on it says, "Hey, I have built a solution to a problem that we're having." And y'all, we have this issue, and someone goes, again, some black dude with really nice hair and glasses goes like, "Hey, listen, I have built a solution to the problem. Y'all understand the problem that he's attempting to address." Like that by and large is the thing, right? it's not necessarily just a straight line of I know a thing so I can do a thing. That awareness also means you can see what other people are doing, understand those consequences and how they may impact you, and prevent problems in the future. See people offering solutions and be like, I see that they're moving in a way that is good for everyone. Let me try to help that effort, or any of those things. But people not knowing those things means that we've been sitting on Facebook zero, with Facebook trying to be the internet for 11 years. And like, this might be the first time that some of y'all have ever heard that. And now you have a means to go, that's what it means when Facebook goes down for a day.
Makes sense.
It's in, like, all of that is important, because the other thing is, how do I say this? Major, I think you understand this because because you deal with storage as much as you do. There is a terrible misconception that people have when it comes to information like this, just because of its scale, or the angle that it comes from, that it's like, if I don't have an immediate use for this, then it's not useful at all. So it's just like, hey, I bought a hard drive. Now I haven't had anything crash. I haven't needed to use a backup or whatever. So why do I need to have a backup? But you want to know what the wonderful thing is about backups. Backups are wonderful things to have when you need them, and you never know when that is.
True.
So if I have backed up my phone at least 2 times over the last 2 weeks. Now here's the thing. Nothing has happened that I'm ever going to have to call for that backup, but you want to know what is better than doing? Not having one and then needing it in a day from now. And you want to know what else happened? You want to know why else it's important to have awareness? Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be doing, misconfiguring the backbone router of a corporation that powers the internet for 37 countries. That's it. I'm gonna put my fan away for right now, but boy, wait till we get to the Twitch section for the day.
Yep.
I think the thing with me is there is that aspect of it too. Unfortunately, I mean, these are things, like, it's things to make sure that people are aware of, but also to be aware of these things exist because of the fact that they're like, nobody is doing anything to solve cheap and affordable internet for people who need it. The fact that a company had to come in and do something like this, and then have just the dumb acidness, I don't know how to describe this, of like fucking up this bad.
I'm like, here's the other thing too. Do we want to, like, did they have to do that? Some people, like, this is where India and Facebook got into a heated argument. India was out here like, you say that you're doing, like, Facebook's out here like, how dare you underestimate our noble intentions? And India was just like, bitch, what do you mean noble intentions? If you want people to have the internet, like, with the amount of money you make, you can figure out a program to do that without having to, like, make us rely entirely on your infrastructure to do it. So what's popping? Right.
Just make it happen. Just do it.
And this is going to get into a conversation that we probably don't have necessarily the time and preparation for, about the concept of philanthropy.
Right.
I still don't feel like it's not a conversation. I mean, it could be a conversation of philanthropy, but again, like you said, I look at things from a very practical and logical standpoint, in looking at how this happened from a technical standpoint, and how, like, you brought up Cloudflare, and how, 80% of the internet went down for about an hour. It's the thing of, like, it's the thing of, like, when you look at the situation and what happened, this could, like, and again, it's not to sit there and say that anybody's a scapegoat, not absolving Facebook from this, not absolving Cloudflare from it, but it's the thing, like, okay, because you look at Google, a search engine that's also running internet. Granted, you're paying them for it. I would rather have Google here than Facebook. But like, I have AT&T, but it's the thing, like, my bell could go down. because somebody misconfigured a router. Granted, my Bell's been around for way longer than any of these companies combined, so the chances of that happening are very slim, but you never know.
Right.
Verizon could go down.
But
Verizon did
I would
go
say
down
Sprint, but
in my
Sprint
area.
doesn't exist anymore.
But
But yeah,
Verizon did go down in my area once.
like
and
Spectrum, Spectrum,
wild.
Comcast, Charter, whoever, these companies can all go down, and I don't think it's so much like, oh no, Facebook's the big boogeyman here. While it is in this case, it's still, I think there's still a thing to be said. And again, going back to what we were talking about last week, when it comes to technological literacy and understanding what this means, my issue with a lot of this is not necessarily, oh no, Facebook controls the internet for 37 countries. I am so sorry that happened to you all. My whole issue with this is that when this all happened, the information that was being spread about it, one, because it was very, very close to what happened the night before and what was about to happen tomorrow or the next day. And like that fueled that shit. And I imagine because Facebook was down, it did not catch the fire that it would have had Facebook been up.
Kind of convenient.
Yeah, it was really convenient that, yes, a conspiracy theory did spin up, but did not take off because Facebook wasn't around to spread it. Which,
right.
I guess,
and see, the thing is,
I guess that worked out in Facebook's favor. But it's that thing of people needing to understand what's going on, like what actually happened and how this affects people. Because again, like to really look at it, yes, like what actually happened with Facebook on Monday was the fact that somebody did misconfigure some routers on the back end. What really holds Facebook is that everything, it's like Rome. All roads lead to Rome. All of Facebook's roads led to Facebook. Even shit that was not called Facebook. Their doors to their buildings led to Facebook.com as opposed to actually trying to spread that shit up.
Right.
And that was their downfall. That was their downfall because of the fact that everything led to Facebook.com. Right. It's important that people know what actually is going on, to have that communication and quell the fires before bad shit happens. Like, again, like I said, it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate that 37 countries weren't able to access the internet. It's unfortunate that people could not talk or run businesses. But what's even more damaging is information that's getting out. Again, the one thing that Miss Miss Frances Hagen or whatever, I apologize, I'm going to say Hagen, was trying to sit there and talk about is that a lot of the information that's being passed online, because people do not know what the fuck they're talking about. They want to, like, again, we found out a lot this week. There is a lot of people who suddenly, just like people who suddenly became virologists and epidemiologists over the past year and a half, suddenly became cybersecurity experts in a span of like 3 days.
Listen, I have some, we something you and I are probably going to have some words about that. We'll probably end up agreeing though. But
the fact that is she mentions, like, yes, Facebook and a lot of social media, but in her case, Facebook, they thrive on this shit. It's something that I spoke on. I know a lot of people spoke on that. They thrive on. They make money off of people spreading terrible information, and that's the thing that needs to be combated here. It was the thing that
Well,
yes, Facebook is a bad boogeyman company. We get it, but no, nothing nefarious fucking happened. And like I told somebody Monday, I said, and I could probably pull it too. That somebody asked me like, "Hey, do you know what happened?" And I was like, "No, one, I can give two shits about Facebook, so I really have not been following it. But based off of what little information I've read, I bet you that the only thing that happens is somebody fat fingered something somewhere that bought the whole damn system down. There was no hacks.
Right.
There were no leaks. It was none of that. Just somebody fucking deployed the wrong fucking code and bought shit down. Yeah. That fucking happens.
Yeah. That's human
Oh,
error.
okay. Like the thing is, I wasn't. I will tell you on that note for what happened and any kind of like conspiracies around that. There's a lot of boy, that timing doesn't look good. But other than that, I'm just like people are being human. It's whatever. Like that part of things is the furthest and smallest of my concerns.
Right.
All things being given, for example, what was filed with the Security and Exchanges Commission, and like several people like not having access to services and things. There's very much a, if y'all are really out here like, hey, they just did this for no reason or whatever. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
as often as Facebook ends up in Congress, if that's a real thing, it'll end up being up here on the Senate floor at some point. Y'all can go ahead and point and laugh at it then.
Right. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until you brought up in front of Congress.
I mean,
So-
yeah, like the thing is, like people talk like how long, like that little shit lasted as long as it did, only because the fact that people just couldn't get to the damn building. Like honestly, it was just a comedy. It was a comedy of fucking errors, is what this was.
It was a comedy. It was a comedy of errors of how everything that was tied with one thing was like centralized to one thing, where we were like, okay, we can't get on Facebook for messages. We can't get on WhatsApp. We can't get on Instagram. We can't use Oculus. Those who have login credentials, being like those who log into other social medias under Facebook, can't log in because Facebook won't let them. Then it's like, oh, Facebook gaming. You stream on Facebook gaming? Good luck. You're not going to be able to because Facebook is down.
But again,
So,
you can look. Yeah. Like you can look at the externals to this, and like, yes, this affects so many people externally. But again, the real cautionary tale is here for Facebook is to not shit where you eat. Do not build your shit on the shit you use. What the fuck?
Well, I mean,
I do not run
like,
Major
on the one
Linux.
hand-
I do not run MajorLinux.com on my MacBook, my Mac Mini, or my fucking Windows PC. I don't even run it on the Linux server I have in my house. That is the dumbest thing I could do. I don't run like I used to. I used to run a website and an email server and a lot of things on one computer. I don't do that anymore because guess what? When one thing goes out, everything went down. I split that shit up.
Most companies, most people who are in tech, but most companies in general, and this has kind of been conventional wisdom for the last 20 to 30 years, understands the importance of decentralizing things and services. So if one goes down, it doesn't take everything with it, and you only have to fix one thing at a time. And it is mind-blowing to me that Facebook, of all things, had you go to facebook.com to open a door. Why?
Who thought this was a good idea?
The same person who has 55%, who controls 55% of the voting company and can only get rid of himself.
Zuckerberg himself.
You didn't use that quote for something. Someone listens to the read, and I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So yeah, the person who thought it was a good idea to have one singular point to make all the decisions is the one guy who can make all the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
What the exact issue was, like, it was just somebody misconfigured the BGP router on Facebook's end. The thing that would have told all the routers, including Facebook's own routers, where Facebook.com was.
Right. Somebody put a 0 instead of a 1.
They burned all the road. Again, like I said, all roads lead to Rome. Facebook burned all their roads.
Yep. This reminds me of a Madam Secretary plot where literally like World War III would have like total nuclear annihilation would have happened if somebody wasn't cheating on their wives. Like that stopped it.
Oh, that sounds like Scandal and House of Cards. Let's go.
Oh yeah, Oh, that's Madam Secretary. You got to watch that show. That show slaps. Anyway, it's on Netflix. Anyway, it's literally like a like total nuclear annihilation stopped because the one guy that had the launch codes was sleeping with his wife and got kicked out. They had to cut him out, and then it was like, should we go? Should we go? Should we go? And then it's like, nope, everything's fine now. Calm your tater tots. Like, that's kind of where we are. You missed the point. You can't build your house of cards by the bricks that you make. You can't build a house with bad bricks. If you make bad bricks, your house is gonna fall down.
Also, one last thing before we go on the Facebook stuff. Of course, we talked about, just that quick. Frances Hagen testified, or she went on 60 Minutes on Sunday to talk about her whistleblowing claims and testified on Congress on Tuesday. Of course, quickly, with the absolute quickness, over 2 days, because this article came out on Tuesday, but Zuckerberg also came out Wednesday and kind of reiterated some points. Quickly, Facebook was like, she had no ball, she didn't report to nobody, and she don't know. She said in Congress that she doesn't directly deal with this, so she don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Sounds like she know what the fuck she talking about.
That's like Target. That's like Target not giving my wife a refund when she literally bought the receipt.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's when they say they don't know what they talking about. They know what they was talking about. You just say like, "Hey, we can't." You say nothing.
No, it's marketing. Like, that's marketing. That's marketing is what that is. But you want to know what? I hope she knows at least one black person. I hope she knows someone who knows how to go, okay, so since y'all said I don't know nothing. Mm-hmm.
I was wondering what happened. It got really silent. I thought the audio cut out for a second.
We pulled the book out. I actually pulled out a receipt, and Sid was like, "I can't."
Sorry. Yeah, I have no receipts here. No receipts up here.
Yeah, this is a Kroger
receipt.
I could pull the old Best Buy email from when I bought something.
You know something? You know something? This is like she came out here with a CVS receipt. Ain't nobody gonna file 8 things with the Securities and Exchange Commission unless they know they got something out here. The fuck are you talking about? Get out of here. Like, if there's anybody who knows how to have like a paper trail and betray people, it's you.
Listen.
You know something? Let me not do it.
When you take on the moniker of a whistleblower, you don't come with nothing. You know what I'm saying? When you come with charts, graphs, all manner of receipts, diaries, journals, folders, the Panama Papers, the Dead Sea Scrolls. You come with everything.
You got voice notes. Like, you just came with the whole thing.
You come with all 5 pieces of Exodia. You're ready.
See,
I upload all of these documents to Zanga as a backup just in case, because I know y'all don't own that infrastructure.
Right.
So yeah, they pretty much kind of discredit her, and then also try to change the topic.
Oh, don't do that.
Saying, despite all of this, we agree on one thing: it's time to begin to create a standard rules for the internet. It's been 25 years since the rules for the internet have been updated, and instead of expecting the industry to make societal decisions that belong to legislators, it is time for Congress to act. Well, you mean like setting up net neutrality? Because I'm all for that. Just to make sure Facebook Zero does not happen here.
You don't want Congress to act, because Congress is going to.
Hold on for a moment.
No, they won't.
Really? Hold on for a moment.
No, they won't.
Y'all really want Congress to act? Really?
No.
Because I don't know.
No.
Aren't y'all over here?
The average age of Congress is 1,000. So fuck that.
Do you want old cishet white men to come into your business and tell you what to do?
Yes, they do. Because
Zuckerberger?
Yes, they do, because they know that these motherfuckers do not understand the internet. They will sit there and write something. It's like, yes, it's been 25 years since the internet rules were written. Those rules are written for the internet 50 years ago. So they're gonna come in, write the rules for the internet now as the internet was 25 years ago.
Right.
They know what they're saying. They know exactly what they're saying. But I love how the fact that they tried to say that she had no director reports, like she's only been working for 2 years. But after seeing the statement, the guy who was once Hagen's boss's boss, Samid Chakrabarti.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Back to Hagen. Let it go. Her concerns are real, he said. And as Facebook's civic integrity lead, he did have direct reports and sat in on C-suite conversations. He put on Twitter, quote, "Well, I was there for over 6 years, had numerous direct reports, and led many decision meetings with C-level execs, and I find the perspective shared on the need for algorithmic regulation, research transparency, and independent oversight to be entirely valid for debate." This motherfucker says, "Look, come for me, motherfucker. Come for me."
You know what's funny? I look to my left, and she's on MSNBC in the background. I looked over. That's why I had to laugh for a minute. Like, oh, there she is.
Hey, we talking about you.
Can we also talk about?
Oh yeah, we were talking about you. Yeah.
You know something? I do want to address one thing. Oh well, she's probably involved. Y'all.
Probably involved. Uh-oh.
This person was probably involved with the situation. This person was probably over there and just is doing this because they don't get their way or whatever. And because I need y'all to experience the world with all of your senses and then make an effort to record the knowledge that you receive and review it often. When I say this, here's what I mean. Y'all act like every single time something hasn't been brought up, it hasn't been brought up with years of, well, I tried to get them to fix this, to fix that, or to fix this or fix that, but I was told no over here. I was told no over there. My job was threatened. This was threatened. That was threatened or whatever. Multiple times across multiple industries in a whole bunch of different situations. Why do y'all act like whenever someone comes forward with something that they always have, and just for the sake of humanity points here, because humans suck in general, they might, but y'all always come up with someone has stepped forward with an accusation against the company that's accurate. They were probably involved. Bitch, I just want to smack you upside the head every time you do it. Every time you do it. Like, y'all are the same people who will be like, oh, well, they are over here bringing up these accusations, but they didn't say anything when they were at that one company party. Bitch, stop it. Stop it. Y'all know better than this nonsense.
The way people think that folks just wake up and be like immediately become whistleblowers is beyond me. It's like they've talked to everybody. They've talked to all level of management, and nobody has done anything.
And they have to, because here's the quiet part is it's kept since we're gonna keep it a buck, let's keep it a buck. The same people are saying, well, maybe she was involved with some of these things. If she or anybody else had walked up to you the first time something happened and said, this is a red flag, y'all would have said, like, you're blowing it out of proportion and I think you're being overly emotional. The fuck out of here.
They literally did that multiple times. Like, I have a feeling she came forward because of the fact that the Washington Post put out, I think it was the Washington Post, I can't remember which news outlet put out that report saying that, hey, Instagram is terrible for young women or for teenage girls. And Facebook was like, no, it's not. And here's some, well, I tell you, oh, damn, oh, this hurts. I just made a connection. Facebook did research.
And I bet it was all internal.
I can't.
It's always funny when I say something at one point in the podcast and then Major says something later and just goes, oh, God damn it.
Facebook did research.
Every time. It's any time that someone says something, it's just like, yo, this company is just kind of like, y'all are out here Facebook, like defending Facebook, like Facebook is going to pay you. Y'all don't even work there, okay? You work at a grocery store and you bag, or you stock at Walmart, or you work remotely from home for like your local community college or business or whatever. You don't work for Facebook. Stop caping for terrible people.
Y'all not getting Facebook checks? Stop it.
Let me put this in perspective for you. In the one day Or like in the few hours that Facebook was down, Mark Zuckerberg, who has more money than either of us will see in multiple lifetimes, lost $7 billion in net worth and will not miss it. I need y'all to shut up
He was too busy on a boat.
defending this company. I need y'all to shut up defending this company. I really do.
He was on a boat. Someone pointed out it was one of the late night show hosts showing a video that he had uploaded from his boat. So how does a man that be outside on boats and surfing be looking as pale as he does though?
Mm-hmm.
You know something. This is what you get when you keep trying to suntan under a halogen bulb.
You always talk about some video games.
I mean,
We'll talk about some video games. Look, it's good news. Look, it's good news. Well, I mean, good news for some people, but this is gonna cause Kevin out a fight. We've already had this discussion. New Seagate 512 gigabyte Xbox Series X and S storage cards leak via US retail promos. I don't like to talk about leaks. I don't like to talk about leaks, but here we are because it's storage, and I have a feeling it's going to happen. These boxes look way too real. They look real. Recently, retail listings appeared in France teasing a 512 gigabyte Xbox storage expansion card from Seagate, designed for the new gen consoles. This would undoubtedly be far cheaper than the 1 terabyte option currently available, perhaps even roughly half as expensive, given that it has half of the storage. Thanks to anonymous tip-off we recently received, it seems that those storage solutions could be coming in time for the holiday period.
right.
So, of course, the conversation, I guess the topic is here. For those who may not have seen the tweets about it, how much do you think that these things are going to cost? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can do this. This is going to do this live in real time for people who are watching the stream. Well, actually, no,
Right.
I ain't going to do that. It's too much work for me.
Right.
So, Kev, can you remind me again? Like, all right, so we're thinking about price. So we're pricing for the holiday season, or actually, I don't
Right.
want to do holiday because that's too volatile. I want to see like, all right, what is the MSRP for the 512 expansion card, the 1 terabyte expansion card, and also this 1 terabyte external hard drive. This game drive for Xbox SSD. Now, this is an SSD, not a platter drive.
Right.
So again, the 512 expansion card, the 1 terabyte expansion card, and the 1 terabyte external SSD. What is their MSRP? Not their Black Friday Christmas deals. What is the MSRP for those 3 drives?
Now, the way that I had settled up is like for the 512 expansion, I was going like 130, 150 because it would have to be cheaper than the quote unquote 1 terabyte 220 that's currently running now. So it's like 219, 1997 currently. My Negro Damas prediction would be 130 to 150 for the 512 expansion card. The 1 terabyte would drop down to a possible sub 200, no lower than maybe like 175, but definitely not going back to the 219 again. It's going to drop to either a base 200 or maybe like 190, and then the SSD, the external SSD 1 terabyte drive, not expansion card, but drive. That was going to be, I had said that was going to be like a smooth 100, but thinking about it, I think that could easily settle in the 130.
So 100
like
to 130.
Yeah, 1 to 130, yeah. Because SSDs itself, like SSDs, the 1 terabyte SSDs are not that expensive, but are not terribly expensive, but does you say like as branded drives, they might be a bit of a markup. So I'm thinking maybe like 130, 1 to 130 myself. That's my Negrodamus prediction there.
All right. So, just so we're clear, I didn't say you couldn't use the internet, so that's why I'm gonna hop over to New Way, where I'm gonna go to Amazon.
Right.
To look this up, because that's kind of what I base mine off of. So look up 512 gigabyte NVMe Gen 4. So let's see, I'm going to look at the Samsung 980 Pro 500 gigabyte. That's currently selling for $109. So I'm going to say actually no, it retails for $149. Is this on sale? I should not have done this. I think it's on sale. So it retails for $149. I think it's on sale. I'm not gonna buy it. Right. I literally do not have the space for it now. I do not have the slot. I don't have the M2 slots for it. So also 512, please. Who do you think I am? I'm going for a terabyte. So yeah, for this to retail for $149, I'm gonna say it's going to be about $150 for the 512 gigabyte, like just full stop.
Okay.
Let's see. The 1 terabyte of the same drive is still at $229, so I do not see that there's going to be a price drop for the terabyte expansion card.
Like I say, them bad boys have been on sale for sub 200.
Like, and again, like, well, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the sell price. I still think the MSRP is still going. This MSRP is still $220.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm going off of, not the sell price, because anybody can just sell anything for anything if they're trying to move product.
Right, I know. But that's what I'm saying. It would make sense to just be like, boom, price drop to 200. Then if it goes down, people won't exactly lose. Because I mean, like, why are you fighting for the extra $20? Like, you know.
I feel like do you not know we live in a capitalist society?
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
They gonna want their money.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna want their money, but I'm like, you know, but they have been constantly selling at a loss on sales, so plus it would just make sense to just be like, oh, we drop it because people are gonna go for the 512. I feel like the 512 is gonna be the move.
And seeing here, so we've got for external hard drives at 1 terabyte, the Samsung T7 portable SSD and the SanDisk 1 terabyte Extreme portable SSD. Now I actually own the SanDisk 1 terabyte. I've got the 512 gigabyte version. I couldn't afford the 1 terabyte. My job actually bought me the 2 terabyte version of that. So like,
brag about it.
Woo.
I
wonder if they'll let me take that home if I leave. But seeing that these are at $150 a piece, I will give you the benefit of the doubt and say they'll start at $150.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing as how game drives are typically about $20-$25 more.
The branded ones.
For the branded ones?
Yeah.
I'd say they'd be about $175 for external.
Possible.
So this is the breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
So right. Kev is saying 130.
While y'all are in the middle of breaking this down, I'm going to refill this drink because y'all are going to hit that one article and I'm going to be here until 3 a.m. I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah. So while since going to get his drink. So all right, Kev, 130 to 150 for the 512 gigabyte expansion card.
Right.
175 to 200 for the 1 terabyte expansion card. So he's expecting a price drop. Right. About 200, like 20 to, was it $35? No, that's not right.
About 30.
45. about 20 to 45 buck drop
Right.
on it. And again, this is on MSRP and not sales prices.
Right.
And 100 to 130 bucks on the 1 terabyte external SSDs. Now, if that was a plattered hard drive,
Mm-hmm.
I still couldn't see that.
Right.
Because yeah, that's about 5 terabyte. Actually, I spent that much for that 5 terabyte drive that I have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 100 to 130 bucks for an external SSD. Yeah, it's still a little low. It's not that bad,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a little low.
Because I tell you, even if I'm wrong, and it's a buck 50, that thing's still gonna move. That thing's gonna still move a lot more units.
You're right, because of the fuck it's got made for Xbox on it.
Right. But not even that. The transfer speeds on an external SSD is going to be way faster than a plattered.
Yeah, I mean you're right, but see that's the thing where, and I wish I had that box for that new. Well, hold on. Well, actually, I don't know. That picture may be long gone on my server. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I meant to hold on. Yeah, there it is. All right. Yeah, take a look at this box. This is what this is again the Western Digital Black. Again, because it's gaming, because it's a gaming drive, it did not cost that much. It was not that much different than any other Gen 4. Granted, I don't think they're making just everyday Gen 4 NVMe drives. Right. But yeah, so this is the WD Black SN850. This is their top of the line. This is the SSD. This is the NVMe drive that Mark Cerny bought for him and his wife in their PlayStation 5s. This is the one that the system architect of the PlayStation 5 recommends.
And father of one of the greatest games out here, Knack baby.
This is not why I bought the drive. I actually own this same drive. This is the same. This is what the C drive was that y'all saw from last week.
Right.
So I bought a second one, and I have 2 of these in my system now. But the first box I bought, the first 850 I bought, did not have this blue line above it. I don't think it did. So it almost seems like they get real close to promoting this as the drive for the PlayStation. So yeah, just a little thought. That they're getting there. So yeah. So these are sins here, 100 to 130 for the 1 terabyte SSD. So for me, I'm saying it's going to be $150 for the 5 terabyte or 500 gigabyte or 512 gigabyte expansion card, because that matches price with the NVMe's as the 1 terabyte SSD or the 1 terabyte expansion card does. I do not see a price drop. Not again, these are MSRP. They could sell for less, but I do not see an actual MSRP price drop. Right. So 1 terabyte will stay at $220. Mm-hmm. And when they announce and start selling these 1 terabyte external SSDs for consoles, mm-hmm. they're going to be anywhere from $150 to $175, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt that they will sell it at MSRP with other SSD external drives that are currently on the market. The only way I can see them going lower is if they use a slower speed.
For the SSD?
Yeah. If they use a slower speed for these external SSDs, that's the only way I can see them going lower in price.
That's what I think they're gonna do. That's what I think they're gonna do, Major. They're not gonna go with. They're going to go with the nice, like, not say consumer. I'd say like consumer-based SSDs, which are still pretty fast, but these are going to be for like transferring to and fro main drive to like external drive. That's going to be
okay. So
it's
all right,
still going to be pretty whipping fast.
I will go as far as like they may No, I'm still gonna stick on 150 because even these consumer drive, like they got the Crucial X8 1 TB
Right.
and 134. There's a WD, the Western Digital 1 TB My Passport SSD at 139.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
I feel like. Oh wait, hold on. There's a Seagate game drive for Xbox 1 TB SSD. So there is one that, or it's for Xbox One. So it may be a slower speed, but this is at 115.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with this here, I think they may opt in for faster USB ports or for faster USB data transfer.
So it'll probably be like faster bus, but same consumer base. I feel like same consumer base SSD, faster bus.
Well, no, I mean, a lot of these consumer drives have that same speed already.
Yeah.
Like the SSD, like I've got, so, you know, I said like I have the 512 version of this SanDisk. That's plugged into my Xbox currently too.
Right.
So like they're going to make drives like this with that speed. But it's going to be a little bit more expensive because the WD Black is going to make one.
Right.
Seagate's going to have their game drive. Like there's going to be this game drive. That's going to be more expensive than what the consumer one is. So
right.
Essentially, I just want to get out here and say, look, sure, these prices may be what it is. I hope that they're going to be Kev prices. I don't see it. But again, buy a drive with Kev prices. They exist.
That's what I'm saying. Literally, I went on like Newegg. I saw that they had like a Western Digital Blue SSD for like $89 for like 1 TB, $89.95, and an enclosure for like $8. So that was even cheaper than what I. That was cheaper than what I quoted. See, I know it's not branded, but again,
well, no, yeah, if you bought the drive in an enclosure, yeah, you'll make it like a Bandit. But again, that's like me saying, like, do not buy a game branded drive. Do not do that.
Like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No. Wait, let me get my Razer solid state drive. What do you mean?
Son, if I could throw this mouse all the way over to where you at.
I'm about to throw this.
But yeah, like that's what gets me. It's like, do not buy these gaming branded drives.
Oh, yeah.
Do not do.
Because
they're no different. They're no different.
It's like buying gaming brand. Okay, you want to know what? Here, let me just go ahead and be spicy. Let me go ahead and drop the sauce today.
Yes.
That's on the same level as buying those gaming branded chairs. Y'all just buy furniture.
Right.
All the RGB. Bought it with my glowing Razer credit card. Yo, that would be,
what
I ain't gonna lie, that would be fucking fire. Like you can't chip it. You can't swipe it. It's just only tap to pay.
Razer credit card. I hate y'all so much.
RGB Razer credit card. Yeah. Every time somebody mentions like the micro SD, the Switch branded micro SDs, I pretty much are like, do not buy these.
I mean, to be
fair, like $20 markups.
To be fair, I will buy like those high speed Samsung ones though. I don't know if there's any difference, but it's like, you know what? I might want to pop this into a camera one day.
But see, even the high speed ones are still even cheaper than the game branded ones.
Which is true.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Oh, also, I forgot my Negrodamus prediction. I'm just gonna write additional because I don't know the abbreviation for it.
Right.
Oops, I forgot. Notepad doesn't have word wrap. Expansion cards will be used as game installs. You will buy a Call of Duty branded expansion card, and it will have Call of Duty on it.
I think that's the move. Like, I think that's the move now.
Oh no! What has ruined typed into chat. There's no way. This thing does not pulse green, does it? That no. Oh my god, there's a standard and there's a premium one. Oh my no.
And then of course it's like you spoke. See, Ruin, you spoke it into existence, Ruin. This is on you, man. This is on you, friend.
No.
You spoke it into existence.
I mean, there's a beta for a credit card, bruh.
The way
I need to see. Look, hey, Ruin, help me out. If you can find a picture of this card without any text on it, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I think a Windows 10 reinstall is in my future because voice meter just crapped the bed again. Oh my goodness! Come on. Oh, also a revision. I'll also say an additional to my COD my game loaded expansion cards. They will make a revision to the Xbox that will have front facing expansion card slots. We are bringing back game cartridges and memory card slots.
Yeah, have the memory card. Oh, the memory card units in the front.
We are bringing back old school gaming with cartridges and memory cards.
Yeah, the memory card unit slots from the 360. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Ruin. That's why. Look, going back to Ruin said if COD was on it, there wouldn't be any sort. That's the point. The expansion card will only have COD on it. Like that is the COD card.
It would be 512 with just COD on it, whatever COD is on it.
Because that's how big COD's gonna get.
Yeah. What's the new COD coming out?
Vanguard.
Yeah, Vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard. I don't be know about COD.
Sad news for those who are holding on to their PS3s and Vitas. Sony is halting card and PayPal payments on the PS3 and Vita stores later this month. So look, if there are any PS3 or Vita games that you want to buy them now, because I don't know how. Like I mean, I don't think you just give them cash. I guess you could buy like physical cards, right?
I think it's because I kind of looked into this. It's like the way it works is like you can't buy games with PayPal thing. You can buy credit, and then you could use that credit to then buy games with.
Got you.
Yeah. Like I think you can't like physically say which Sony's kind of weird in that respect too, where it's like, yeah, you can buy games, but then it's just like you can buy. Let's say if you buy like a $5 game, we're like, okay, here's $5 and it's $5 in credit, and then that credit is applied.
It's really weird.
It's odd.
I thought Nintendo used to do that too.
Yeah, Nintendo did that with the Wii points, and that was dumb.
Yeah, that whole buy credit and then use credit to buy game. Yeah, it was dumb, but hey, I guess it worked out for them because now, they could turn off one and not the other.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, gentlemen, that's it for gaming news.
Mm-hmm. Take a deep breath.
Yeah. It's like I'm afraid to close this tab, but I have to.
You have to.
Yeah, I gotta pull the Band-Aid off. Oh wait, no, there's comments in the chat. Ruin. I wasted money on that with my 360 with the Microsoft points or whatever it was called. Yeah, it was Microsoft points.
Oof. The attach rate on those Microsoft points, my God.
Okay, hold on real quick. I'm actually just gonna close voice meter and I'm gonna reopen it.
Okay. Hold. Hold still, everyone.
Yeah, the fact that Windows 10 will be reinstalled this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to get the show up on time, but best believe I will be backing up a whole bunch of shit this weekend or
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow. Um. All right. We have delayed the inevitable. It's time to go. The entirety of Twitch has been. It's not even reported. It's been confirmed. The entirety of Twitch has been leaked. Source codes and user payouts among the data released in a 128 gigabyte torrent. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody really, 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 really wanted to open source Twitch this week.
Girl on 4chan. You know, I was about to say something shady. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I am going to put it in a Discord chat.
An anonymous hacker claims to have leaked the entirety of Twitch. Again, the claims were founded. So it's not a claim anymore. The anonymous hacker has leaked the entirety of Twitch, including its source code and user payout information. Network admins quit. InfoSec staff quit. It was time to go. Wait, did they quit or I'm gonna say no, because yeah, we'd have known something about that if that was the case. Oh, okay, just a joke. I was about to say like, yo, that's. Dang, was it that bad, kid? The user posted a 125 gigabyte torrent link to 4chan on Wednesday, stating that the leak was intended to foster more disruption and competition in the online video streaming space because their community is a disgusting, toxic cesspool.
Did 4chan say that?
The poster on 4chan said that. So yeah, it's hard
Girl,
to determine whether or not they were talking about Twitch
to
or 4chan.
Child, you're posting that on 4chan. Goodbye.
Let's see here. Twitch has confirmed the leak is authentic. We can quote, we can confirm a breach has taken place. Our teams are working with urgency to understand the extent of this. We will update the community as soon as additional information is available. Thank you for bearing with us. The leaked Twitch data reportedly includes
Code, unreleased software, development kit
like no,
information, financial reports, red teaming tools, and revenue information for their streamers.
Yep. So
yeah, sorry, I didn't stop because I stopped because things got broken again. This is going to be this is going to be one of those days.
Yep. Yeah, it is. That was nice dramatic. That was nice dramatic effect though. It was like tag team.
I was prepared. I was ready.
So let's see here. If you have obviously, this goes without saying. All right. Well, one just general overall rule. This has nothing to do with Twitch, but sure, we will say it here during the Twitch section. If you have not already, please roll your passwords. Tycho, I know what you're gonna say, but I still have to say it. Use two-factor authentication, even though I know that what Twitch has is bad, and we found that out in real time yesterday. By the way, Tech Talk Thursdays has the Twitch channel now. Just to put that out there. I wouldn't follow it. There's nothing really there, but I created it to kind of see the steps of a new user enabling two-factor authentication.
Yep. Oh yeah, and even though they changed the stream keys, you know, at the time we changed the stream keys. I would definitely recommend that, changing your stream keys.
I mean, they've already forced you. They're forcing people to do that.
Oh, well, you see, you said change your stream keys, except that, there was a published update today. They did that for you. So if you did it, now you did it twice.
Yeah.
Right. Double did it. Everybody was doing it yesterday, and it was a matter of, we're doing it today. Like,
just to make sure.
They did update their blog with two things, and I just want to talk about that thing for a second.
Well, I mean, hold on.
Twitch's personal blog of... Hold on, like I promise it's related.
And I'm just saying, like,
the
I mean,
update
we
has...
may get to there, is what I was saying.
Well, okay, I'll wait, I guess.
Young says he did it 3 times.
I mean, you gotta be safe side out here, because even if you don't stream, somebody can get that and stream for you, and just saying.
Tiger says they also got hash passwords according to that PC Gamer. Again, I've heard conflicting reports with that, so I'm again like, and it's a thing like, I don't know. I can't say whether they have it or not, because I've heard, I've read, it's a grain of salt thing. They may have it, they may not. Doesn't matter. Just reset your shit anyway. That's what I'm saying. Like, regardless of where I say it, just know that this is a general rule of thumb. Change your password. Does not matter if they have it or not. Just change it.
Right.
Apparently, it was bad enough to where Twitch was like, "Hey, we're just resetting stream keys."
Yep.
So updated my password, and then they made me change it again after updating it. That sucks. I've only had to change my password once. And I did that manually.
Right.
Sorry, my nose itches. I did it manually, then password change did it, and then finally Twitch did it again. Damn, they force y'all to change the passwords again? I've only changed it once.
Mm-hmm. This sounds like a true data breach right here. Like, hey.
I mean, again, it's like, because they're saying that it's part one. I'm pretty sure Twitch just doesn't know how bad it is. They think they know, but they don't.
The extent of it.
Yeah.
They don't know.
That's what I mean for all IT stuff at Twitch. Then someone threw them under the bus. Boy, howdy did they do that. Twitch in crisis as it blames server error for massive data breach. Yesterday, I'm sorry. Well, this is the holding statement. This is the new one. Quote, we have learned that some data was exposed to the internet due to an error in a Twitch server configuration change that was subsequently accessed by a malicious third party. Our teams are working with urgency to investigate the incident. As the investigation is ongoing, we are still in the process of understanding the impact in detail. We understand that this situation raises concerns, and we want to address some of those here while our investigation continues. So we can open this up. Oh, they did not address anything.
No, they didn't address anything. They had a longer update about, oops, we made you have to change your stream keys than about the whole incident together. Facebook, at least, with the way that they mess things up, and as much as I'm going to get on them for the amount of impact they have, they took the time to go, let's actually address this real quick. This is what happened.
Let's see here. Also, we're going to go to security experts, aghast at the scale of the Twitch hack. This is as bad as it could possibly be. Okay, this is where I want to stop. So before we go any further into that, as far as any confirmed information that has been put out there, and again, I want to make sure we pull up that list. This is not the list. There it is. So again, all right, Tycho says, I still refused to give Twitch my phone number. I was already apprehensive because I still get robocalls, but I really didn't just want to hand them that information just for the right to chat. Then they went and proved why I was right. Again, so let's still put it out there. None of that has been confirmed to be in there. There is no identifying information there saying, actually, wasn't. So yeah, this is why I included this one, the security experts one. The good news for Twitch users is that at this point, and again, it's not to say that it has not happened, that there will not be further information that will be released. But again, I would say wait for that part. But again, I do want to stress this here. The good news for Twitch users is that at this point, personal data like usernames, passwords, and credit card information doesn't appear to be accessible through the leak. Although Knudsen said the published data does include hash password. Okay, so that one has been confirmed. Tycho, I do apologize. We'll need to wait for Twitch to confirm the extent of the data loss, but in the meantime, users should, at the very minimum, change their passwords as soon as possible. It will be a good idea to enable two-factor authentication. And if you've used the same password for other sites, change it across the board to avoid credential stuffing attacks, which hackers try using username and password combination across ranges of different sites. They give my number to the authenticator, but not to Twitch. Don't see my number under phone numbers on Twitch. Yeah, so my number is not under Twitch either, and that's why I thought that I bypassed it. But through testing things with Tycho and Sin in real time yesterday, there is a possibility that Twitch does have my phone number from when they did SMS authentication before they enable Authy. They're going to confirm what was compromised, even though GDPR by law requires them to. They are in damage control, trying to protect their reputation as part of it. Again, this is Tycho. This isn't Twitch saying that. This is the security experts from that same PC Gamer article that you're referring to. I want to stress that there are people who have looked through the leak, and there is none of that information in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to stress. And again, that's going back to my point here. This is what we know is in this leak. Mm-hmm. The entirety of Twitch's source code and its commit history, going back to the early beginnings of the site, creator payout reports from 2019, mobile, desktop, and console Twitch clients, proprietary SDKs, and internal AWS services used by Twitch. Every other property that Twitch owns, including IGDB and CurseForge, an unreleased Steam competitor codenamed Vapor from Amazon Game Studios, and Twitch's internal red teaming tools designed to improve security by having staff pretend to be hackers. That is everything that was in that leak, confirmed by security experts who I would trust more than even the journalists who are writing this shit, especially PC Gamer at this point, because PC Gamer has been kind of suspect as of late.
Mm-hmm. Real talk.
So it's a thing of like, there has been, and again, we're going back to what we were talking about with Facebook. There's a whole bunch of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And boy, like I said before, in the year and a half since March 2020, where all of a sudden we got a whole bunch of virologists and epidemiologists that just came up out of nowhere. You were sitting there, the checkout girl over at Sears, and now all of a sudden, you know, my body, my choice. When you keep people from going to Planned Parenthood for some reason, yeah, all of a sudden you got fucking virologists and epidemiologists in this past year and a half. Now, all of a sudden, we have people who are being armchair cybersecurity analysts and infosec and infosec professionals. Where all of Wednesday, there was a whole bunch of conflicting information that was coming out, and not near person who was talking about this shit has any degree in cybersecurity and information security. Nobody. The people reporting on it do not.
I would like to know what this conflicting information is, because all we saw were these numbers that people are getting paid are ridiculous. And
again, when we talk about, you know, people with money outside of my tax bracket fighting and doing shit, I don't care. As I saw that, so okay, fine.
That was literally it. No one else said anything. Well, I didn't see anything else about the other extras, I guess, that you're talking about here.
Well, let's see the numbers bit that was being talked about, but yeah, again, like, okay, yeah, fine, y'all have fun with that. It was a conversation of there aren't any diversity in these lists of people, and then somebody parting their lips to say that black people are entertaining. Yeah, that was a fun little 5-minute distraction while we were waiting for more information on the actual shit that I cared about, which was a data breach. Like, cool, y'all talking about money and black folk ain't? Okay, yeah, y'all fucking up over there. But about this data that I want to know about, like the shit that actually is important to me, like, I don't know, there seems to be a big ass hole that shouldn't be there. We should fix it, or at least know why the hole appeared.
This seems to be. I'm trying to figure out if this is another one of those misconfiguration things, low key.
So again, according to Twitch, that's what they're saying it was. Like, there's, oh no, we left a hole there, and people got in the hole and took the stuff. I said before, and I'll say it again, black people aren't entertaining is a fucking dog with... Oh, most definitely. Oh, most fucking definitely. Because fucking we are the fucking culture. Like, it is what it is.
People can say what they want to. I'd rather listen to country music than hip hop. You wouldn't have either without black people. Shut up. Next.
Yeah. So again, that whole thing about the money, the diversity, we've been saying that shit. Welcome to the party.
Black people not entertaining. Fuck out of here with that shit.
You know something? Let's just go ahead and give that a full minute of. Let me just go ahead and give that we're gonna give it 1 minute.
Okay.
We're gonna give it 1 minute, right?
Minute on the clock.
Okay. So, legit, I do not know. I don't understand all of history in the United States. All of most entertainment mediums in the United States have been a thing of being like, either we did it or we did it better than y'all. I don't know which of those flavors you want, because music in general, you wouldn't have rock, you wouldn't have country, you wouldn't have any of the things that derive from that. You wouldn't have hip hop, you wouldn't have R&B, you wouldn't have jazz or any of that stuff if black people didn't do it. So I don't know what y'all are talking about there. Half of this stuff that we have attributed to Paula Deen also are, black people too. All of those clothing styles y'all like to cop and the hairstyles y'all like to wear and all that other stuff.
Didn't they literally just make a $1,000 pair of pants that just looks like you're sagging?
And ran it down the runway too. Sure did. Right? So, when we say that we are, when we say that we are the culture respectfully, it's because we fucking are.
Yep.
Y'all are gonna have to deal with that. Every time y'all have ever said cis or slay or any of those other things, that's us too. That's all the black and the queerness on top of that too. So I don't
TikTok dances, hello.
Apparently, the one thing y'all still didn't take was seasoning, but we're not going to get into that. And that's my time for today.
All right. Thank you, Sid. So yeah, again, what Twitch is pointing to, and again, we can even take this as a grain of salt. From what Twitch is saying about this is yes, there was a configuration issue, there was a hole that was left open, and that's how people got in. Now, Young provided an article from was it Shack News I didn't include this one, but in context of what was the statement that was made, or the question that was asked, like what happened here. According to Shack News, they talked to a Twitch dev who I guess they know is a Twitch dev. I don't know. Again, it's under anonymity, and that's all well and good. But they're saying that this likely happened. This likely originated internally, which
All comes from inside the house.
You know, it was one of those things where I had that fleeting thought, but you know, I'm just like, okay, sure. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure you wanted to say something about this, so I'm gonna hold that thought for a second.
I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing of where we mentioned, like, kind of like, okay, was it a configuration issue? And like, so again, according to Twitch, yes, that's what they said it was. According to Shack News, they're saying, nah, let's not.
Okay, so I know that Major requires a number of credentials, and so I am going to point to my, you know, having to work with the security department, the professional services department, my white background and college degree, and all that other stuff before I say what I'm about to say about the whole security thing, which is the following. Hey, Twitch. You know, can we just gather around the campfire for a second? Can we just talk, just like freely? Can we just like, you know, on the record, off the record? You know, it's real bold of you to be like, hey, in 2022, if you want, you can come hang out with us in Amsterdam and then have this happen. Like, that's bold. That's bold. That's real bold. Like,
that Twitch, them Twitch cons are gonna be hella awkward.
Because if I set foot on a TwitchCon floor in the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to be to like hands need to be distributed. I'm just gonna walk over there, I'm gonna give the hands to people who need them, and then I'm going to go like somewhere else and enjoy Amsterdam on my own terms. Right. I cannot believe y'all are out here in the middle of some hate raids, some raids that are just like, you know, like spam raids for no good reason that are starting to like dwindle down, probably as a distraction or whatever. With people being doxxed and being openly swatted on your platform, have the nerve to be like, but here's what the next TwitchCon is, and whatever. And then turn around and have this happen.
And people being like, yo, let's get tickets, guys. We're gonna meet.
I mean, but to reference that list of people who I've quickly dismissed because I don't care. They're selling tickets to those folks. Because they don't care about any of this.
You know, well, I mean, can we be real about that for a second? Didn't some of those people leave and go to another platform? I'm
not talking.
Look, some of the audience is still here, and they do not care.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not talking about the ones. I'm not talking about the ones who, you know, don't care and have nothing to worry about. I'm talking about the people who had a lot to care and a lot to worry about, and were like, "Yo, the tickets are out. I'm gonna book the tickets to the flights and the days off from work." Because
like I really did just look at this and go, y'all, I'm sorry, but until we're no longer in hell, I'm gonna need y'all to stay the course. I need y'all to focus.
Let's meet up at PAX. Let's go to Quake. Let's go to the PAXs. Let's go to Comic-Con.
Well, I mean, if they get their heads together about this, go to BlurredCon, go to C2E2, go to Gen Con, go to any of these places. But like, y'all, Amsterdam's the last place y'all need to be.
Anime, you know, AWA, Holiday Matsuri, any place, but not.
I don't think my wife will let me go to Holiday Matsuri.
Oh no, she's not gonna let you go.
She's gonna let me go to that one.
So that's right. So that's the thing. But then, and this is the other side of the coin from what Major was talking about, with suddenly a whole bunch of people who are not necessarily very well versed in InfoSec suddenly like having spicy opinions on main with like 13 points in a thread and all this other stuff, right? The other side of it is people like myself, like Major, and like Kevin, like Anka, like Twisted, like that gay ginger, that's their handle on Twitter, and so on. exist, right? We don't necessarily work for Twitch, but we know enough about most of these things to be like, this makes sense, but this right here is some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
To see
Right?
it, see it like tweeted, retweeted, quote tweeted. Like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, none of this makes sense.
None of this makes
And so, like, you know, something, first thing, okay, I have a lot of things to say. We have layers to talk about. First thing, I get the fact that there is something to be said about what's communicated, how much of it gets communicated and whatnot, and people want to know things or whatever. And people are just like, InfoSec is just so hard. It's such a thankless job. People don't understand this and blah, 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 blah. Listen, in the place that I work, where I've worked for the last 8 years, we have a standard set of procedures about how we communicate when there are critical issues that take out our infrastructure or cause things to not work or have like a big leak in security or information like that. There are procedures for that. There's an SOP for that. There's documentation that says what you can say, what you can say and what you can't, who can say it and what can't, and through what channels those things are communicated through. I know y'all have those. So what's the situation here? Because now, like, we just have like thing after thing after thing happening with no communication on it, but then y'all being sad and being like, why are y'all so mean when people are just like, I need you to tell us what the fuck is happening.
And it's that because I know the thread you're talking about, you quote tweeted from PT, and I read it initially. Like,
well, I mean,
like, I don't know if I agree, but then I sat there and I read the whole thing. It's like, oh, okay, it was a roundabout way to get there, but no, you're right, because it's a thing of, we are not mad. We all here working at space, we know how bad shit can get. We are not mad at the people who have to deal with it. I will crack a joke because look, I know what it's like to fat finger some shit and all of a sudden a server just disappears. I know what the fuck that's like.
Yeah,
look,
accidents do happen.
I've had at my current job, because a hard drive failed and I didn't know, we had to spend 15 to 20 grand to try to restore data. Research data that will probably cost the university millions. Like, I know what that shit is. I am not mad at or have any beef with the people who are having to deal with the shit from Facebook, who had to deal with the shit from Twitch. I joke about that because it keeps me from crying. But when I am mad at Twitch, I am mad at the people who can say the things and choose not to say the things.
There you go.
The people who, when the IT, when the InfoSec, when the cybersecurity folks say, hey, we should do something about this, and it's profits over security, it's profits over safety, it's profits over community, and this shit fucking happens constantly. Like, y'all see this. It's like I said in PT's server today, I said, there, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, DoorDash, Discord, they all better be taking meticulous fucking notes now.
Right.
Because those are younger. Like, Twitch is old enough to know better. Facebook, damn near old, more than old enough to know what this is.
Plus, it's owned by a billion.
Hold on for a minute.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just like, I just want to emphasize. I wanted to make your point, emphasize your point that the fact that Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon has the AWS, and Amazon could definitely step in and be like, hey, we're just gonna add some of these features that are gonna make sure, and we're gonna add support, and we're gonna bring you into our covering because we know we want you to survive and be good. And Twitch just being like, no, stay out of our business, no.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Please continue,
Right.
Major.
But I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Major. I'm bad.
It's the fact that, like, again, like these like, Twitch, Facebook, old enough, more than old enough to
Right.
sit there and know what the fuck to do and what not to do. Again, and like,
Can we
it's
also?
still this, but it's like it's still the thing, like knowing that okay, yes, mistakes happen, but knowing that hey, when shit happens, we need to be on the forefront. We need to get ahead of this, and we need to start spreading decent information to cut out on this fear,
Right.
uncertainty, and doubt.
Right. Boots on
So
the ground.
let's talk about like real situations for a second, because I also worked in like before I got into the professional services department as an analyst where I work now. I used to work for our support department. And one of the things that would regularly come up is if the platform had an outage or if there was a major issue in the platform, the first thing I would ask is what are our talking points about this? Because the thing is, clients aren't coming to my CEO's desk. Some of them were bold enough to, but most of them aren't, right? They're not coming to my CEO. They're not coming to my supervisor. They're not coming to our VPs. They're coming to my desk. What am I supposed to say to them when they ask why this isn't working or what happened here or when this is going to be fixed or any of this? Because they would say, until we know what's happening, y'all can't say anything. Let's talk about that part because that is a normal thing at tech companies. For the people on the ground to be stuck because y'all are yelling at them, but they are not allowed to talk to you.
Right.
That's the thing.
And then also like Twitch. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying typically when breaches happen, they can always say we had a breach, change your passwords and everything else, but we can't say what the extent of the breach until we know more about the breach. That's the information. Basically, telling people to calm down, to relax, to take precautions and be proactive in the future, in the next coming days and weeks, because we do not know the full extent of the breach.
Now,
this happened with a lot of companies. Yeah.
And so, like, we have to deal with that. And at the same time, I'm over here, like, furious for the same reason that our customers are furious. The customers are angry at me, but that's because, or they're sharing or, like, giving that anger to me, but that's because I'm the only person they can direct it to. Meanwhile, there are people above me with the information who could communicate that or figure out a way to communicate that, but I have to wait till they get ready to do that on their time. So I think we need to like get to the point of understanding when we start coming for companies, we're not talking about the people who can't say anything. We're talking about the people who can but choose not to, like Major said. Right?
And it's also the thing too where if you're gonna put somebody up front for your company, regardless of whatever that thing is you're putting them up front for, yeah, maybe give them something else other than, hey, we're working on it. Like,
also, can I also talk? Okay, can we talk about a real thing on Twitch though? Quietly as it's kept, I am real tired of seeing Black people in the forefront when they have to share bad news about things.
Oh yeah.
That's an aside. Please continue.
I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at. That actually was the thing. Like, yeah, like we're gonna put people who have absolutely nothing to do with this on the front. Like, hey, hi, it's Twitch Weekly. Oh wait, y'all all mad about? So we're gonna go on with art now.
You basically just kicked somebody in front to the lions. There you go.
Also, do we want to talk about this part for a second as well, since we're here? When we got like journalists having whole like meetings and sessions to discuss things with your creators on your platform because you still haven't done that. That happened at 4:00 today. Can we talk about that real quick? Do we have any commentary on this? Twitch, do you have anything to say for yourself that people are literally pulling up on your platform and go, let's go ahead and talk about this because Twitch is clearly not doing it?
Speaking on the people who can but choose not to bit, are we still not going to talk about the poor IT person who now feels like they took down an entire site? And I feel for that person. I really do. it's a thing too where, and
the thing is, I feel for that person. But when we talk about where we're directing our rage, this
yeah,
needs
it's
to
not.
make it clear. We're not talking about that person.
But see, and that okay, so and that's the issue. Twitch and Facebook are not going to take that. They're going to point at it wasn't us. It was our IT team. They did it.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do? Can't talk about it.
No matter how many times we'll grab them in the fucking on the and say, no, motherfucker, I'm talking about you. Zuck, Ed Sheer, whatever the fuck your name is. DJ Wheat. We talking about you, motherfucker. Not Bob and IT. I can give two shits about Bob and IT. Bob, you doing a good job. Bob, you doing a good job. Now DJ Wheat, fuck you.
Also, not the finance lady getting on there and being like, yeah, we totally need to beef up security. You want to know what is so exhausting about this whole thing?
She wanted to secure the bag.
That apparently we were sitting here. I hate it, but you're right. It's the way. All I can think about every time this stuff happens is we told y'all that. We told y'all that. Every time we told y'all that. This whole security thing, we were just like, y'all, this is either going to get dramatic, it's going to either get annoyingly worse, it's going to get annoyingly bad and quiet for a second, or it's just going to get dramatically worse, and we're just going to like it's going to be awful either way. And now we're here. Also, but that being said, I do want to say something about those financials though while we're here.
Go on.
This is I'm going to take another 60 seconds.
Yeah, I will grant you another minute on this.
This is today in Womanist Corner. Hi.
Hello.
It's me, your resident Sunflower Sovereign. Yes, if you have ever said anything like a whisper of a word about titty streamers,
oh,
This is your cue to shut the full fuck up forever.
The top 40 streamers and one woman was on there.
Go work on your content. Go work on your fucking content and leave us alone.
Yeah, I seen that on Twitter, a Kotaku article, and I said Maury, You said that boobies were taking your views. The lie detector said that was a lie. You lied. It was cap. You're dry. That's why nobody wants you. And of course, if we're talking about what would I rather watch? Dry cishet men or beautiful people with boobs, I would go with the boobs. Because that's just why would I want to watch somebody who is dry, looking like two ashy elbows and two ashy knees, when I can watch a very moisturized person giving me life and love and information? Why would I watch you? Why would I watch you looking like a before picture for dandruff shampoo? Why would I watch you? Get your life together and make good content and wash your legs. That's it.
Now I feel bad because I actually do have dry scalp. That kind of hurt a little bit.
But see, you're good because you shampoo.
See, that's
you're
why
good.
It's bad. That's why I wear this hat.
Yeah, it's shampoo. We're good. See, you acknowledge that you wear a hat. There are people out here that don't.
Yeah.
Completely, utterly dry scalp. But anyway,
it's an unfortunate wardrobe choice when I decided to just buy nothing but black shirts. It is the worst. Also,
But
it's
it's
another
also
thing too,
just-
where I mean, we can sit and talk about the communication from the tech companies, but it's a thing too. And I want to talk to those people who are receiving this information. It was one thing that was brought to me when I was watching Stephen Colbert today. I tend to watch the late night monologues during my lunch break, and Stephen Colbert was talking about the Facebook outage, and he mentioned what Facebook said was the issue. Now, granted, yes, it was a whole bunch of technical jargon, and anybody who knows what that means understood it as okay. That guy understood the assignment. I know what the fuck this is. This totally makes sense. But it's to those people, and again, not so much the people who hear it and say, "Oh, this is a bunch of this is a whole bunch of jargon. I don't know what the fuck this means," and then moves on. Just like accepts that Facebook was broken, accepts that Twitch got leaked. It's the people who, and actually I actually thought about it for about a couple of days. Actually, since the Facebook hack, I was going to make me a tinfoil hat. Because it's that shit too of when people hear the explanation and the words are too big for them, they think it's a conspiracy. And spread more of this fucking misinformation, more fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's like they literally told you the problem. I'm sorry you didn't understand it, but honestly, some of the shit that we talk about does not come with talk to me like I'm five language. I'm so sorry.
Well, like, see, here's the other thing too. We need to also talk about like kind of how words work for a second, right? Some of those big vocabulary words or these kind of hardcore academic concepts are things that are meant to like they're like a short form of something that would take paragraphs to explain otherwise.
Yeah.
Right? That's just how these things are. We can't make them simpler. If we could, we wouldn't have had to build like all of this academic stuff around it, but we do because we have to talk about computing and all this other stuff. And unless you're going to look up the whole history of the internet or computing in this case, then you're just going to have to, if you're not going to do it back then you're going to have to listen to us say these big words and go, well, let me go Google that shit. And if you aren't, then it's fine. But you know something major, this kind of circles back to a thing where you just go, hey, you told us a thing, but we don't have a practical thing to do with it or whatever. And that along with the importance of like a certain level of general tech literacy and understanding what we're talking about when we say something like a backbone router, it's kind of a combination of both of those things. It's important to know these things so that you at least understand what happens when people explain, hey, this is what a problem is that we're having. Because then you get people who you just kind of like, just because you didn't understand what this means doesn't mean I said something I did not say. I need y'all to calm down with that.
And that's a whole thing. And that's what's been kind of really getting me over the past couple of days. Like, one, it's because like I do not understand enough about the virus because I am not an epidemiologist. I am not a virologist. I know that COVID is bad. It will kill me if I am not careful. I understand that it will not 100% kill me, but I know that it is a possibility that I could die from this virus, and I don't mind taking something that will mitigate the effects of that, especially when scientists have done the studies, they've done the research, and they've had that shit peer-reviewed, and more people who know what the fuck they're talking about, who use big words I don't understand, to deal with this shit. And everybody in agreement says, okay, yes, this is great. This is good. This is safe. Okay, I'm going to do the thing. There are people who are smarter than me who've done it. I have accepted that. That's not being a sheep. That's just me being okay, I am not equipped for this. So I'm gonna listen to people who have the receipts to say they are. They just don't hand that shit out. I mean, unless you're Trump's doctor. But it's the same thing with here too. It's the same thing with the students. Like, there are people who their entire lives are dedicated to this shit. And it's like, you ask what happened, we told you, oh, but you don't understand it, so you don't believe me? Then that's your fucking problem. But don't go out here and say shit that I did not fucking say. That's why, again, with this show, and when I say shit on Twitter, when I say shit on Instagram, when I say shit on TikTok, and if for some random reason I'm on Facebook, if I even say it to your face, I'm going to make sure at least I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've done whatever reading. I've listened to the experts for this. Again, I don't care if it's an article. It's still a thing of like, I will trust PC Gamer if they're giving me PC data, like PC hardware shit. I will trust Eurogamer if they gave me like, hey, this is the frame rate analysis of this video game. But when PC Gamer starts diving into cybersecurity, which I know the fuck they do not know what the fuck they're talking about, yeah, I'll wait till they reach out to the security experts, and then we'll start talking some data leaks. I like, even with the Facebook shit, I'm not going to CNN looking for Facebook information. Fuck that. Because they don't fucking know.
They don't know.
Again, if you look for some of the Facebook outage, they don't even include, if they don't include Oculus, I'm already discounting you. I will forgive you if you don't know Facebook Zero, because I didn't even know it was that bad. But again, it does not affect the US. So again, understandably why people didn't think about that one. But yeah, if you aren't including a majority of this, if you don't even have Oculus on your list of things to talk about with Facebook outage, nah, we good. We good on that. I need you to know everything US based for me.
Oh no, not me becoming our podcast international correspondent.
Look, things are getting big now. We all gonna have to take roles here. Kev is our Nintendo correspondent.
Wait, what?
He has his finger on the pulse of the irrational Nintendo gamer.
Yeah. When I said people don't mind waiting for games to load, so yeah.
He is our Peanuts correspondent.
Still stand what I said about the Xbox Series S and Nintendo fans should, if you have a Switch and that's all you have, an Xbox Series S, that works. Still stand by that.
People want to know. The chat wants to know. SJ wants to know what's the buzz on Metroid Dread.
That it's awesome and people like it.
Have you played it?
And I have not played it. Probably not going to play it.
I think I want to check it out. I think I'm gonna check it out.
Of the Nintendo franchises, Metroid is not one of my favorite.
I've not,
because I don't like backtracking. I like
feel like
moving
there are plenty
ahead.
of games where you've done that recently.
Oh,
if I gotta go, if I gotta go back for new story content, that's fine. But I don't like going back to being like, damn, was I here?
So not a Resident Evil fan?
No, don't like that either. I like Mario, some Zeldas, and like Mario games, some Zelda games, and a few Pokemon. So the boy don't like. Yeah, he don't like it. I am so sad. Yeah, I know. You've been playing Hollow Knight. I see you playing Hollow Knight, so yeah.
Well, the thing is, I have to go back to places, but the places have new things too. So I mean,
yeah. Like the one, well, there was one that I did like. It was called Monster Sanctuary, but that was more or less like a battler, like a monster battler with Metroidvania-esque type things. So that was actually kind of fun.
Wait, Metroid Dread isn't out yet? I thought it was out. I thought it came out today.
It's out-ish. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
Far Cry 6 is out. Far Cry 6 is out today though, right?
yeah, it's out. It's
that
out.
was really fucking weird.
My compatriots are playing it, so
I've been hearing mixed things, but I honestly I don't care about the reviews. It was interesting enough for me, and I just want to see Giancarlo Esposito.
Like it's pretty much like if you like Far Cry, it's more of it. Like what SkillUp said, if you like Far Cry, it's more Far Cry. So there you go.
I mean, I would like to play. I'll skip 5 because I'm not into the cult. I'm not into cult shit.
Yeah,
So I'll skip that one.
Jonathan Seed.
Yeah, I skip that shit.
Nah.
I'm okay. I don't need that.
Nope.
But hey, we got good news in stream. We're still in streamer news. Stream Elements launches a second creator diversity program. Applications are now open for Streamlabs Creator Diversity Program. The program, which began last year, aims to support creators from underrepresented groups on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook gaming with a 12-month career accelerator. that includes money towards equipment and tools, advice from industry experts, a dedicated success manager for mentorship, and media training. Those underrepresented groups include, but are not limited to, Black, people of color, women, LGBTQ+, and individuals with disabilities.
We love it here. We love that. We sure do.
We love that.
The eligibility for the program is as follows: be a member of an underrepresented group, Black, POC, women of color, women, LGBTQ+, or individuals with disabilities. Have at least 1,000 followers on one of the following platforms to be eligible: Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook Gaming. I think they removed that.
Yeah, they removed that.
I think they removed that requirement.
Yeah, I was about to break in with breaking news. They didn't break.
I don't think they updated this article for that. Stream at least twice per week and or upload 2 videos per week, and be 18 years or older.
Yeah.
I did sign up for this. This may mean I may have to pick up an extra day of streaming because I've only been streaming on Thursdays.
Yeah, I pretty much cleared that hurdle because I definitely stream more than twice a week.
I was 3 days, but then I just got tired. Had things to do, like rest. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up a day.
Yeah, pick up a day. Play a simulator or Yakuza.
I would love to, but that means I have to lift that. I have to lift the rig up, and I don't think my arm is ready for that yet. That's what's really upsetting me. Is like I really want to play, but fuck, I just keep thinking about I gotta lift that thing and move it over here, and they have to move it back when I'm done with it. But see, the deadline for applications is October 22nd, 2021. So go if you were in one of those groups. Hey, go sign up. I don't mind competition. Like I would like to claim and say yes, I would love to be a part of this. But hey, I know there are some amazing people out there who definitely could use this. Who are doing.
I just want to see all y'all black. Honestly, I just want to see all y'all black asses applying for stuff. So go do that.
I mean, not only black folk. There's more. Take a lot. I don't know. Look.
Listen, I'm Issa Rae in this moment. I'm gonna need y'all to take your black asses over there and go apply. Okay, I'm cheering for everybody black out here.
Sin pulled a smooth Nene. I said what I said.
He did. But yeah, again, like there are a lot of people out here who are definitely doing the damn thing. And again, please don't not do it. I saw the tweet when it came out. I said, I'm not good enough for this. Passed it up, but it took Drunken Buddha to retweet it again a few hours later. Almost like, look, here, you want something? No, okay. You know what? I know you. You want to be served again later. So they bought the plate around, walked around the room, bought the plate back. Are you sure? I said, damn, you're right. I do want one. I want a mini quiche. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, the stream team brought it up to my attention. I was like, yeah, I probably should apply.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. I'm shooting my shots now.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
All right. The section I like. Updates.
Take us on home, Major.
Android iOS 15.0.1 is out. Hey, I don't think TJ is not here, but this one's for him. Like this update literally came out Friday morning. Where he was complaining, hey, my phone doesn't unlock with my Apple Watch. Well, here you go. They have solved the problem. You are ready to go. TJ, this one's for you. Let's see here. In AMD news, and again, like I love posting AMD GPU news because with Tycho, AMD's new GPU driver promises big gains for Far Cry 6. So if you've got an AMD GPU, go ahead and download this update so you can play all your best Far Cry. As I have stated before, just because it's out does not mean you need to go download and install it. Windows 11 is out and is ready to download. But if you are not ready for the shit that is coming your way, do not use this. Don't do it.
Right. funny thing, when I was having my like big problems in August, we was having like formatting issues and like game driver issues. I inadvertently updated my BIOS, so
Hey, I mean, at least you're
so
Windows
my
11
computer
compliant.
is Windows 11 ready, but Windows 11 is not ready for me. So I'm just gonna wait.
For those who have a PS5, so young. Does Ruin have one? I think Ruin said they had one too.
Ron, do you have one?
I think, and I know
That's for
Young
you.
has one, and I've
Yeah, young.
threatened to ban him several times for reminding me of this. And if he
Yep.
answers in the affirmative, I will ban him again.
Young was like, Young was like, he didn't like yell it with his chest. He was like, he just like quietly affirmed that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'm
like
gonna get
like he
PlayStation 5.
slid that in there, like, yeah, I got one. Like, oh, word? Oh, this
Yeah, I
is
got
the
one.
game we playing today.
Oh, for real? Oh, for real?
Ruin says they have one, but there are a couple of updates behind, which means they don't even have an update for the SSD.
It was an affirmation, but it was a slight flex. Like,
Right.
it was like a quiet flex.
Like, just
Like, yeah, I
saying
got
you
one.
have the thing is the flex. You could
Yeah,
just
I
like
got
you could
one,
not
flex.
be doing that, but it's like, oh yeah, I got it.
No, I got one.
Yeah, I got an RTX 3080 Ti. Like saying that, like again, if there was not a CPU, if there was not a GPU shortage, like that's one thing. But like
Right.
knowing that there is, just me saying like, so what GPU do you have? Oh, I've got RTX 3080 Ti. That just sounds like a flex. I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah, it's facts, not flex.
Look, Ruins about I'll buy Demon Souls and play it eventually. See? That like
Eventually.
literally a fact.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a
it's a fact.
flex.
Yep. Facts,
Yeah.
not flex.
I mean, I could buy Demon Souls, you know.
Damn, I'm gonna have to write that down. That was actually pretty good. Facts, not flex. Writing that down. Get me out.
No,
Look at me out here creating.
It's like you said, it's sitting there like, you know, eventually I'll buy Returnal. That should be a TikTok video for you there.
Facts.
Just say random facts, and it just sounds like a flex.
Mm-hmm. Facts, not flex. Writing that down. Ooh wee.
In deals. Guess what's coming out? Guess what's coming out? Back for Blood's coming out, baby.
I can't wait. Ooh.
October's Tech Talk Thursdays plays.
Yep.
I'll be playing Astroneer by myself like I did last Thursday plays.
We need a fourth. We need a fourth.
We need a fourth. You can be mom. You could be like mom is essentially saying, you know, and I love it. like yes. Yes, we want it. We want a full squad.
Come on,
shooting written in the
this.
face.
Don't do this.
We
Sid.
need a full cleaner squad.
Come on,
we need a
Sid.
full
Don't
cleaner
do
squad.
This. Look, we played Dead by Daylight with you. You can play Back for Blood with us.
Okay. How about?
Is this a trade offer?
Is
that what I'm seeing? Like a trade offer?
That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like a trade offer. What if one month, 1/3 place, we do a Dead by Daylight. We do the Redux in the near future. a third place of your choosing, and we have to comply.
No, Ruin. He has Game Pass. Sid has Game Pass.
Like
I don't.
You don't?
I do not.
What?
Why do you think I couldn't play Astroneer with y'all last time?
Did not know that.
I'm thrown.
Because we all had that.
I'm like,
no.
That's an amazing value, Sid.
Fuck. Now Ruin has see. I've run out of buying. I've run out of hard drive buying capacity.
You just keep. We chip in. We get sent Game Pass.
Yeah, we got.
So that's why I'm so excited about Back 4 Blood.
I was
it's
shook.
like,
I thought he had Game Pass.
Yeah, that's why I'll be so excited about Back 4 Blood, because I'm like, oh, it's on Game Pass, and I saved $60.
That's the only reason why I played Dead by Daylight, because it was on Game Pass.
Yeah, because it was on Game Pass. It was like real talk. Like yeah,
honestly, if it was not on Game Pass, that would have been a tougher discussion for us.
Yeah, that would have been.
I'm not going to buy Dead by Daylight. I'm not going to do that.
I'm like, there's a lot like
it was just there.
Like my bestie, my sweet baboo, darling friend, Harley Quinn, who I love and adore, has like Dead by Daylight, and many of my times I'm like, I don't know if I want to play this.
I feel bad. Bad for Anka now.
Yeah,
because we were getting on her hard for that.
Right.
Thinking that the rest of us had it, and she was the only one.
Yeah.
Find out Sin holding his deep, dark secret.
What? I'm not holding a banana in a frying pan. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
So you bought Sea of Thieves?
I straight up bought Sea of Thieves.
I do not understand what I am hearing.
Wow,
that is a game I still would not have bought.
I would have been.
I would have never bought Sea of Thieves.
Because that's what I was thinking. Like,
understand the level of love that I have for y'all. That
that is because again, like Sea of Thieves, Dead by Daylight, Astroneer, even it'd have been like I don't know. I guess.
Like Astroneer was a fun time because, like I say, because I did buy Astroneer on like Steam, but I uninstalled that and put the Game Pass version on it because I was like, I want to make sure I'm playing with y'all because I know y'all didn't have it. So I was like, okay, yeah, but I didn't know Sin didn't have it. I mean, well, he had it, but I thought he had Game Pass. Because that's what all the games that we had suggested were all Game Pass titles.
Yeah, that because again, I thought Sin had Game Pass. I literally been living my life thinking Sin had Game Pass this entire time.
Well, Sin save you some money and get you.
Nope, Kono Dia. No, I don't have Game Pass. Not me.
Yeah. Say drop you like at least drop $10 and jump on some Game Pass.
He should still join for $1.
Oh yeah, he can join. That's why he can join the first month for $1. Yo. Trust me, saying you gonna like it.
Microsoft.
See,
I understand that. I understand that my name is Major Linux, but just so you know, I was a Major before Major Nelson was Major Nelson. I do want to point that out. He's even confirmed that he took the moniker Major Nelson after I said I was Major Linux. Right. So we'll put that out there. I am the first one of the two of us.
Right.
But that aside, just because it says Major Linux does not mean that, I do not appreciate Microsoft and Xbox. Sure, I may have issues with Windows 11, but I do love Xbox. Sure, I got issues with the Xbox Series S, but I do love Xbox. So if you want to throw some, love my way, it doesn't have to be money. Look, I will take just more Game Pass. Forza Horizon 5 is coming out. I mean, you just give me the code to the Ultimate Edition, the top tier. Look, tossing some Game Pass Ultimate from a friend's here on the show and in the chat. That'll be great.
I mean, I'm still doing the fundraise for the X. So
yeah, somebody throw Sin's coffee link in the chat so we can just coffee him some Game Pass money.
Not this. The way that I'm being disrespected over here. I need y'all to stop attacking me.
But again, Sin, without Game Pass, how will you be able to play games like Back 4 Blood, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, it's coming to PC Game Pass.
Yeah.
Totally Accurate Battle Simulator is coming to Game Pass. The Procession to Calvary is coming to Game Pass. Visage is coming to Game Pass. Ring of Pain is coming to Game Pass. What the fuck are the names of these games? The Rift Breaker is coming to Game Pass.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, and Swery's The Good Life is coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Also, did you not know that the Avengers came to Game Pass last week? And what's it? Scarlet Nexus, surprise drop of Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I played that. The Monday? No, it was Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. I was kind of running ragged that Tuesday. I played that for like about an hour, and that was fun. And it was actually kind of fun. I was like, this is actually pretty good.
Like so many great titles, and not only you get Game Pass, you get the cloud streaming. You can play Game Pass on your phone, on your desktop.
There's a whole Age of Empires is coming out end of this month.
What?
And I am not ready. I'm not ready.
Age of Empire, Forza Horizon 5 coming out next month. Halo Infinite in December.
Yeah.
And it'll just be ready for you to play right there.
This is the Game Pass version. This is the Game Pass section of the podcast.
All these games right there at your fingertips with Xbox Game Pass. Join now for $1.
Join now for $1. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Definitely not. Again, I just really love Game Pass.
We could. Hey.
I mean, yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Bond. Look, Sarah Bond. Look, it was good.
Sarah, I love you. Please sponsor us.
Me.
But I love you. I love you.
Please.
Please sponsor us, though.
Look, I love my Surface headphones. They're great. I mean, I have some issues with them too. But hey, my Surface headphones are great.
Get Major some storage though. But yes.
New segment: Why Sin should get Game Pass. Also, the original Ghost Recon is free for keeps right now. It does not say. We have until Monday, October 11th. So you got this weekend. If you have not done something by then, that's on you. But October 11th is the last. I mean, is the latest you can get the original Ghost Recon. Look, Ruins playing Empire of Sin on Game Pass right now. It has Sin in it, and it's on Game Pass. Yeah, Mocha, get Game Pass. Get Game Pass. What are we doing? Well, gentlemen, we've done it.
Yes, we have.
What was it that we did?
We made it through another episode.
In less than 4 hours. I was
only because we took out the initial anecdotes.
Yeah, we were like lightning round.
We did things. All right.
Things were done this week. That's it.
Hard drives.
Hard drives, yeah.
All right, so Kev, what you got going on this week?
So the oh yeah, I forgot to mention because of the lightning round. The Steam Next Fest was this week from the 1st to the 7th. A lot of really great demos. If you had the ability to play Epic Chef,
Yep. Again, Windows 10 will be installed this weekend.
I think we've reinforced that for real.
I'm gonna continue to say that every time that breaks, just so we're clear.
That should be part of the thumbnail. Just be like instead of the upgrade to 11, it'd be like the upgrade to Windows 10 that happened with 8.1. That's what you need. Just put that on the thumbnail. They'll know what that means.
Well, the thing that ruined is dreading the ad word pop up that says upgrade to Windows 10.
I'll be like, ignore. Yeet. Get that out of there. But yeah. So the Steam Next Fest was there. So there were some really great demos we played. Settlement Survivor. Diplomacy is not an option. That was fun. Tavern Master. That was big time. And Epic Chef. If you haven't had a chance to play Epic Chef, and if you had the ability to play the Epic Chef demo, you know, that was indeed a treat. Did some videos. I did some videos for the channel. Had a really good time playing those games. Those games will be coming out in the next couple of weeks and between early next year. Really good. I love when like Steam does these festivals because it really shows like a bunch of like it really makes me feel like those early 2000s, like middle 2000s, where like everybody and their mama had a demo and games were sold to you through demos, because at least you can be like, all right, I know what this game looks like, I know what this game plays like, and it makes it really hard for you to not play these type of games because there are demos out. And I think game companies need to normalize demos because demos sell.
Bring them back.
Bring demos back. Because many a time when I've
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, many a time I have like played. There are many times when I've played a demo for the first 5 minutes and then be like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to spend $60 because this game is fun. Like,
remember when Microsoft used to force developers to include demos with their games? I think they enforced it with the 360.
Yeah, with 360. 360, PS3, Sony did it for a while with PlayStation 3, and that sold games. Because when you able to figure out like, oh, this game is not for me, or this game is for me, that's when you know when a game is for you or not. Because you get that nice sampling, that smattering of content, and then you're like, yeah, I'm a rock with it. And even if you say like, I'm not gonna get a game now, but I definitely know that since I played that demo, I'm gonna play that. Like me playing a game about a city builder comprised of beavers building a little wooden city for their beaver kindred was a blast. And how I knew, because I played the demo for Timberborn. So it's like, when you play these games, you're like, yeah, this game is fun. So yeah, game developers, please normalize demos. And I love Steam for doing that kind of stuff.
Actually says, gotta give dev teams the time to be able to oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'm reading the cadence of the sentence is wrong for me. I am reading.
Gotta give
it
dev
wrong.
teams the time to be able to be honest.
Yeah,
that's
it was.
the key part.
Yeah, me reading that is like the cadence wasn't right, so I kept tripping on it. Thank you, Sid, for swooping in and saving me on that.
Agreed.
You're absolutely right. And it's like, look, if it means that the game takes a little longer because they had to make a demo for me, I'm okay.
I'm fine with that. Like,
but look, hey, I get it. But I get it too. If that's not in the wheelhouse, that's fine. It would be not in an ideal world where crunch wasn't a thing. And everybody was able to take their time to make video games and make me all the demos that I want. I would love that, but I understand that is a thing that it's not feasible for everyone. I get that.
Like to emphasize with Ruin's point, Cyberpunk did have demos. We just couldn't play them.
Ooh. Oh wait, no, I'm currently playing the demo. I've beaten it twice.
Hold on for a moment. No, I was about to say, what do you mean they didn't have demos? Yeah, they did. Everybody bought it for $60.
Yep, I've beaten it twice. I've beaten that demo twice.
Sin. I think you're talking about the early access version.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Okay.
Oh no. We saw what that thing looked like. That was a demo.
Yeah, like I say, that's the one thing I was saying. Like the demo. We didn't have access to that demo because we couldn't play it.
No, I mean, yeah, look, you paid $60, you get access to the demo. That's what it was.
But I missed that. I miss those old school days of being able to just be like, I can play a game for a bit, figure out if it interests me enough to follow it, and then be like, okay, let me follow up and find out what's happening. Because that used to fuel my interest about
Yeah.
the video game so
Lord,
much.
I remember linking up with my other broke friends playing like Unreal Tournament 2004, like demo, and like it only had like what 2 or 3 maps, and we were like, "Yo, we're gonna learn everything about these 2 or 3 maps."
Look,
Yes,
if we got demos like Ground Zeroes, I'm here for that. I'm so surprised. Have they put out a version of Phantom Pain that includes Ground Zeroes?
no,
They need to do that. Like,
You know
just make it
Konami had
one
no doing that.
cohesive. Well, I guess Ground Zeroes is no shit. You know, you had to pay for Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, you had to pay for Ground Zeroes. Ground Zeroes was like
I mean,
smattering
I
content.
happily did it though. It was like, look, it was in depth for what it was.
Yeah, it was a very in depth. It was a very in depth beta. It was
They need to
public
put
test.
that together. They need to put that together into like one unit.
Yeah, they'll do that, but on a pachinko machine, because you know.
Have the
Konami.
demo section not in the full game and model. Oh yeah, no, Tiger. I get what you're saying. I was just wondering if Ground Zeroes itself was free, but I remember it wasn't.
That was not.
But
free.
it was again. Like I know people were complaining about it when that was announced, but boy, when that shit was released, oh okay, no, sorry Kojima, we doubted you. We totally get it.
Yep.
Like, we understand now that this is actually like it's a demo, sure. Like no,
Yeah. Kojima.
that was a whole ass game.
That was like the whole thing of Pootie Tang. It was like the whole movie was the trailer.
Ooh. Anything else, Kev?
That was it. Cool demo stuff, and love Sylvando. Ooh, we got into a big Sylvando chunk today. Woo-wee! That's all I'm gonna say. There's a clip that's like, "Yep, I still love Sylvando." Yes, yep. And that's it.
Oh my god, it's a tech demo that larped as a full $30 game.
Yep.
This is a Tycho I love though. Tycho got jokes.
Yep.
Sid, what you got going on this week?
Just trying to catch up on this end of the quarter stuff at my day job, and listening to the rest of this episode with a read, and that's about it. Really, we don't have a lot going on here today.
Dope. Let's see. For me, I don't know. It's still gonna be more of the same. Oh wait, I do have shit. Why do I leave everything in my backpack when I need it? Because we totally got a new thing this weekend. Bought the new DJI gimbal. Actually, I talked about it. I think I talked about it last week. That I was tempted to buy it.
Yeah, it's on. Did you do a TikTok about that?
Yes. It's actually what's prompting me to make more TikToks, but I feel like I'm running out of runway with that now. I have the ideas, and then eventually I'll just get exhausted. It's like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So yes, I did get the new DJI OM5 this past weekend. So I've been playing around with that, trying to get more ideas of what to do with it. Planning for some events that are actually coming in November. As much as we don't like Twitch, my local local streaming community is doing something, and money again. I am very happy we were getting money to do the thing with Twitch with Twitch, but yeah, that money also could have been used to pay for people to not blast the hole in their building, metaphorically. Anywho, yeah, I'm learning how to use the gimbal, so there may or may not be more TikToks and Instagram reels with that. So again, follow me at Major Linux in those places to see those videos. Obviously, as I stated, and I will say it again, Windows 10 will be coming back to this PC. So I'm hoping to try to at least get it done over the weekend, so that way maybe I can get back to streaming some more. Now that I understand what's going on with my shoulder, I have to kind of live life because there's nothing I can really do about it without like physical therapy and exercising. So I'm going to maybe try to do some more of that. But in the meantime, there's no need for me to just sit around and mope about a thing that, you know, is at this point out of my control for the time being. So, have you heard the good news about Windows 10? I heard it's stable as fuck compared to Windows 11. Good thing I don't use Voicemeeter anymore, I guess. I like Voicemeeter, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. If there are probably physical equipment I can use to manage all of this, but I don't mind Voicemeeter that much. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, outside of that, I think that's it. We wish. Well, I know Anka's okay. She's just not here. But she stayed busy. She doing a damn thing. That's why she the GOAT. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see her here next week. But I think that's gonna do it for everybody. It's been another episode of Tech Talk Thursday for October 7th, 2021. Boy, that's a lot of shit. It was too many slices. But thank you everybody for coming through. Really do appreciate it. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream in the world. You could have been reading the tech and gaming and streaming nugs yourself, but you said, nah, this is bland. We want some of that spice. We want that spice on it. We want that spicy nug. And we appreciate y'all coming out here to get these spicy nuts. Thank you all so much on behalf of it's your boy Kevin the Bill, on behalf of Sinziak and the GOAT. I'm contractually obligated to do that every
episode.
I'm contractually obligated to do that every episode. I wrote the contract and I signed it. It's just a contract with me. The GOAT, Edios and Anka. It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux. Of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you. Peace. How?
Honda forever.